Greetings, Koopalings, and thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of Play Some Video Games, the weekly games podcast from a bunch of folks over at PSVG. My name is Donnie. I'll be your host tonight, filling in for you-know-who.
Devin, what am I to do with you? First of all, this very...
Had to do it, right? Could not do it. I got Delvin with me. What's up, dude?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Doing well, man. And I got Miss Haley. What's up? And back in PSVG airwaves in Lord knows how long. I've brought Seth to fill in for the mighty Dev. What's up, dude?
Howdy.
Yep.
I big shoes to fill. So
big shoes? I mean, he's a little guy.
No. Yeah, he wears like a size 7.
Really?
Think you'll be all right.
Okay.
Like women's shoes, right?
Yeah. So it's really like a size 5.
I just realized when I tried to say howdy, I forgot to unmute my own microphone. So hi.
That's okay.
That
we
seems
saw
appropriate for you.
We
sounded better
filled it
anyway.
Well,
Haley,
how's
did you rub Vaseline all over your camera?
No.
It's just like always
It's my
cloudy.
light. It's my light.
It's always like smoky in that realm of Canada.
No, it's the
Like-
light bulb in my room has 2 LED lights in it, and it's terrible. And I can't turn one on and have the other off.
What
So
it
it's
is
just-
Haley's future is so bright
It,
that
Yes.
the webcam cannot capture it.
it just it looks washed out because of the 2 bright lights like directly overhead. So.
Like you've been smoking all the weed in that room.
That's exactly
Yeah,
right. That's exactly what I was thinking.
God, I wish.
Somebody's token.
I wish.
I mean, Canada has its advantages, right?
I mean, yes, it
Yeah.
is legal, but I do not have any or any way to partake.
Hey, Rebecca. Thanks for dropping by. I'm going to do my best to try and not let this be a 3-hour podcast, but I mean, I got a lot to say. I got a lot to talk about here on our notes. So I'll just start. I finished Gears 2 last week. I moved on to Lego Lord of the Rings for some unknown reason. I don't really know why. I was just kind of in a Lord of the Rings mood. And that's a really good game still. I wish we had better Lord of the Rings games.
God,
I think-
I wish for a sequel to Shadow of Mordor that wasn't ruined by microtransaction nonsense.
That would be nice. I would love a sequel
Yeah.
or a port, or even just like a very easily available port of Battle for Middle-earth.
I never got to play
That
that
was a fun game.
It was a really good game. And like, I think it's my favorite Lord of the Rings game. And I just kind of wish, like, you can still play it, but like, you got to ROM it and
Yeah.
self-patch. And I'm not doing anything. Like,
No.
I'm not going to fight to play it. Like, if I could just give Steam $15 or whatever to play it, I would. But yeah. So I'm almost out of my 10-hour window on F1, Seth.
okay.
I've been playing my career mode and I'm almost done with it. I know I've
What-
seen
what
online
race-
most people apparently like the hardcore F1 fandom doesn't like this game, but I'm having a lot of fun with it.
I had fun with my 10 hours.
Same.
But I didn't purchase it.
Yeah, I'll wait for Game Pass.
What race are you at?
I played it. I finished playing it last weekend, so I don't even remember. To be
okay.
honest with you,
Okay.
it's been a lot has happened since like Saturday.
Yeah. That's right.
We've done on the home front. We've done a lot. I took my kids to the Chili Peppers concert, which most people know, but we actually had a death in the family. We had to have like a kind of like emergency air flight tickets. Then my wife got sick, and like it's been very kind of stressful, but also like chaotic. Just a lot of things kind of up in the air. I had to go yesterday. Not only did I go to the Chili Peppers concert, I also had to go back to the dentist for them to finish my root canal.
Ooh.
So that's like how my day started. I started in the dentist chair and I ended at Chili Peppers. So, and the last thing that I'm playing, that I will be playing basically all weekend now, is Cult of the Lamb is out today. It's out now, and I've been playing it for the past 90 minutes before the show started, and not much has changed since I played the demo. I mean, I love this game, so I'm all about it. I'm very excited to keep playing it. I'll let you guys know more next week. I have fun stories to tell. Haley knows. I went on this absolute splurge that nobody will see coming. But I expect
Did you buy another Vita?
close. You're not that far off. But I expect Dev will want to have a word, so I'll save those fun stories until our prodigal son returns. So with that, I'll step away and I'll say let's go with Haley. What
All
you up to?
right. I've been actually, I did some life stuff. My mom needed a new blender, so I got her that. And in the process of getting that, we also got a new air fryer, so that's been fun.
Nice. That is
yeah. It's one of those dual basket ones, so you can cook 2 items at the same time.
I think air fryer like changed how my wife treats dinner.
Yeah.
And it's honestly, it's almost been for the worst, kind of. She'll hate for me to hear this, but I've noticed we got an air fryer about a year and a half ago. And I've noticed ever since, like, she kind of loathes dinner. Where used to she didn't, but it's becoming more frequent now. She's like, can we just order? Like, I just don't want to make anything. And I blame the air fryer because she just got so used to just putting stuff in it and turning it on that now she now no longer even wants to cook. Like, now even the air fryer is too much. Now she doesn't even want to do that anymore.
I mean, I'll be honest, because like I've only got like a shitty like 5,000 BTU air conditioner in my living room, so the rest of the house has to circulate like that air. The air fryer's been super helpful for not just surviving on burgers all summer long.
Sure.
So
yeah,
so like making like food in the air fryer is real helpful. On the games front, in case anyone's not aware, hi, I got an Xbox again.
Hi.
So I've mostly been using that, A, so I don't get yelled at for letting it just sit there, but B, because I picked some stuff up on the Xbox Ultimate Game Sale.
Because it's awesome. That's the answer.
I picked up Assassin's Creed Odyssey's Ultimate Edition and Control Ultimate Edition on sale. Yes, thanks, John. But in replaying both of those, I have finished Odyssey's main story from start to finish and hunted all the cultists, and I'm going to start the DLC for that soon. Control, I'm up to mission 10, which is the final main story before like you can move on to DLC. So having fun with that. I've been jumping in and out of Forza's Hot Wheels mode.
Yeah.
I'm loving that. It's good. It's really good. I also bought Skate 2 on back compat and I've been playing that. And that,
of course you have.
I mean, yeah. You knew that I would. I actually had to buy it through the Xbox 360 marketplace. You can't just buy it on Series X. It's real weird.
So I buy everything on browsers these days, but it is when you go to the Xbox website and you do a back and back game, it loads a little 360 menu window for you to buy from, and then it snaps back to the new store. So yeah.
Oh, I know, but it's weird because it tells you that Skate 2 is back compat on the console, but you can't buy it.
And they mean it.
No,
but they mean it. It's backwards compatible on 360. Like, you need to launch into 360's menu and store and everything.
I mean,
they didn't stop at just letting you play the game. No. They're going to give you the whole experience.
I've been having a blast. I got all the game and all its DLC for $20, which is not bad at all. I love Skate 2. And part of why I love Skate 2 over Skate 3, like Skate 3 is better in a lot of ways, but like the one way it's not is in Skate 3, the city is split up into 3 distinct districts. You can't like ride from one end of the city to the other as you can in Skate 2. So that's what I really like about Skate 2 is that you can just ride through the entire city like however you want. Whereas in Skate 3, you have to like fast travel to different sections of the city. So it's weird. But been playing that. And then last night I jumped back onto the PlayStation to jump back into Valhalla. To play some more Dawn of Ragnarok, which I loved. And I uploaded a small clip on Twitter. And I constantly forget that the controller has a mic. And so if anyone watches that clip, you'll hear dialogue talking about Clark and Lex. And that's because I've been listening to Talkville Pod, which is the Smallville Rewatch podcast. So that's in that clip.
Every damn episode.
Hey, to be
I'm
fair,
gonna ban you from mentioning this.
To be fair, it's run by Tom Welling and Michael Rosenbaum, so like the actual stars of the show. So it's at least worth it.
Donnie doesn't care about
Is
that
it?
at all.
Yeah, that doesn't. To be fair, you've added nothing to back up that statement. There's no conditional support for this at all.
Tonight, I jumped into Dying Light 2, and I'm not gonna spoil the story, but hey, you know that story mission where like they throw things at like the world and it gets incredibly hard to see?
Yes, I love that.
I do not, because I can't see.
Of course you didn't. Who cares? Like, that's a part. Yeah, I thought that was my highlight of the game, of the story. I was like, this is cool as hell. I was like, more games should do this.
I mean, the destructible environment, cool. not being able to see
No,
at a
I'm just
60
changing
mile
the
radius?
entire setting, like changing the entire map.
Yeah.
I already spoiled this in Sweet Hanks, but I mean, I thought that was my favorite part of the campaign. I was thinking about that game this past week because their account has been rumbling, things have been populating. I'm expecting at some point we'll get an announcement for their story DLC.
Yeah, which they said is September now, right?
I kind of don't. I don't know if I'm going to go back to play it.
So I know how the story ends. I know that regardless of the choices you make, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but I know that regardless of the choices you make, you leave. Like, you leave the city.
Mhm.
I know that. So I'm curious how the DLC is going to work. Are we going to be playing as Aiden? Are we going to be playing as someone else? Like, how does that...
I just don't know if I want to go back to play that game. And like, I think if I get into a Dying Light mood, I think I'd be more apt to go play the first one again than the second one.
Huh.
You know?
Well,
And
now-
I was thinking about like just the way the control, because I was thinking of one of the shots that they released on Twitter was of the glider, the paraglider, parachute, whatever.
Mhm.
And I was just thinking, I was like, yeah, I didn't really like that mechanic.
I don't like it either.
I was like, I wonder if
destroys-
I actually will go back and play the DLC or not. I don't know,
it
because I don't love 2 as much as I loved 1. I mean,
No.
just at all. So I just don't know. I mean, I'm sure at some point they'll have like they'll have like legit expansion.
Yeah.
I expect the next one to be like a little mini campaign, but at some point they'll be like, here's a whole new game you can play again.
Mhm.
That's when
So-
I'll probably go back.
So my 2 takeaways from Dying Light 2 is why the hell do you not learn to duck? Because you get literally decked in every conversation you have.
That's true.
and
That's fair.
you literally don't learn to duck
It's a good-
like,
it's a good-
at all.
It's a good plot device. Good fighting the narrative.
And 2, why did we like give you a glider like less than 10 hours into the game and completely ruin the flow of parkour?
Hmm.
Which is like the point of our game.
I think that's
is-
fair. Once I got the glider, I kind of flew around everywhere.
Yep.
I mean, there's no point in really running anymore.
No. So that's all I've been playing really.
Cool. Seth, what about you?
Give you a pop quiz. The last time I was on the show, I don't know how long ago that was. What do you think I was
It wasn't
playing?
this show. Was it Kevin's show?
Well, it might have been Kevin's show. What game do you think I was playing the last time I was on PSVG?
Golf.
No.
Not
No,
golf.
no. Forza.
That's a good guess. That actually might be true. Apex Legends.
Oh, of course. Oh, God
Yeah.
damn it.
It just came out. The new season, I think it's season 14, just came out, so we just started playing that this week, and it's good. I mean, if you're in on Apex, you're in, and
I haven't
and
played
whatever.
Apex since
We-
they released Valkyrie.
Okay, that's been a little bit. I mean, I play that once a week with a group of friends. It's still fun. I also really have enjoyed Fall Guys. I don't know if anybody's gotten into that. That's been fun playing.
I
I
with
haven't
the-
got back into that. Yeah.
playing with the kids. My older 2 both have Switches, and so they play on the Switch. And then
Sure.
the 5 and 6-year-old, she's almost 6. We play together on the Xbox, and so that's been a lot of fun. I have really started to get annoyed by free-to-play games,
Mm.
in that like literally every cool skin is behind a paywall.
They got to make money somehow, man.
Oh, I
They're
know,
playing
I
for
get
free.
it. Well, I buy the season pass. I spend money on the game. I'm just not going to spend $30 on a little
single skin.
Sonic the Hedgehog little.
I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
Fall
You wait
Guy
till
guy.
Dragon Ball Z arrives to Fortnite.
Fortnite, yeah.
I might have to
Is
boot
Dragon
that back
Ball
up
Z
again.
coming to Fortnite?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
announced
Oh,
it
Fortnite.
earlier today. They
You know-
they tweeted an image of I forget the name of the dragon from Dragon Ball, but they're like
Okay.
it's coming, and then
Is
it
it-
has August 16th. as
Is
the
it
date, so-
Smaug?
No.
No.
No. Okay.
No, it's not that.
Shit,
You
I
said-
forget its name too. What is the dragon's
Yeah,
name?
I forget the dragon's name.
You said
think it's
you said
Shinru or something like
Fortnite. I
Isn't it Shinra?
Shinron.
Shinron, there you go.
Okay,
Chevron?
there-
Called, though. Shinron.
Chevron, Enron.
Yeah.
You said Fortnite. I heard Forza, so I thought
Mm.
Dragon Ball was coming to Forza. I was like, I don't.
Now that
How
would be cool.
How
Dragon
would that
Ball and
work?
Forza,
I have
yeah.
to ask.
Goku just runs.
I don't know.
Ah,
Yeah.
You just he
So
just
Fall
flies
Guys-
next to cars. You have to
Um,
race Goku in a Ferrari. It's just you versus Goku.
I like it.
I've also
Not a
been
bad
playing Turbo Golf Racing a little bit.
Ugh.
It's not It's not. I'm not going to play it for a long time.
Yeah, it's not
Just
nearly
so
as fun as it looks, right?
No,
Like,
yeah.
on face value, you see it and you're like, that sounds awesome.
Right.
And then you play.
I
it,
am.
but it's
I am
not.
at the point where like I really want to just win one round and then I can put it down. That's all I
played
wanna
the
do.
beta, so I probably wasn't playing against as many people as you are. So I had won
Yeah.
a couple rounds, but yeah, it's not as fun to play as Fortnite. Like the premise sounds solid.
Oh
You
yeah.
see Rocket League, it's so popular. Like we'll just do Rocket League, but for golf. But it doesn't
Mhm.
work. Like it's not. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
I wasn't as enamored with it as I thought I was going
I
to
mean,
be.
it doesn't sound like it would work.
And they have
I-
like, it's been a minute since I played the beta. Probably
Mhm.
2 months. Like it's August, June, right? But they had like some weird modes and stuff that you got to do, and I was just like, I'm not feeling this. You know, it's like it's hard to say like Rocket League feels, especially now, but even then, Rocket League felt very polished.
Mhm.
This feels like an indie version of something like that. You know, it's not the
That's
same.
fair. And then the other thing I've picked up the last couple days is 2 Point Campus.
Oh,
I haven't. I never played 2 Point Hospital.
same.
But I've been I like old school from when I was a kid and played games on computer. I've always loved sim games, Sim City, Sim
Sim golf,
Farm,
baby.
Sim Golf.
Sim golf is epic.
Isn't Cursed to Golf? Didn't that come out today?
No idea.
I think that's next week.
Not interested.
I think that's next week. Anyway,
Somebody
2 Point
wrote
Campus,
me and they were like, "You guys could probably get a code if you asked." I was like, "Yeah, I know." Like, are you going? No, I'm not. I don't want a code. I don't.
I knew you weren't gonna ask because I knew it was roguelike. So
Yeah, it's like no. But the funny thing is that I'm playing Cult of the Lamb, which has a
Which
rogue
is-
element,
which is-
totally loving
yeah,
it. But you know,
yep.
it's completely different. Sorry to interrupt you, Seth. But
No, it's all right. I'm like at the beginning of it. I'm liking it. It's kind of scratching that sim
Yeah.
game itch.
Sean
and
Capri said
it's good.
Game Pass Game of the Year, so he's digging it.
Now that wouldn't be too difficult at this point of the year.
See, mine Game Pass Game of the Year so far is As Dust Falls because it is
Okay, I have not
Excellent.
played that.
It
I
is.
do want to play it.
Yet,
gotta
so-
play Haley.
Um,
It is stellar.
Oh, I'll get there. I'm gonna replay Life is Strange too because I'll get easy 1,000 gamer score.
Delvin
for
needs
it.
to play. Everybody needs. It's just real good. Real good.
I'll play it.
Yeah.
I gotta go back and finish Gears 5 too, and I might as well replay the whole Gears trilogy since you're.
That's
doing
what
it.
I'm doing. Yeah, I finished Gears
Yeah.
2. I might move on to 3.
But if
The,
I do that, oh, sorry, Seth. Go ahead.
No, you're right. The only other game I've been fiddling around with is Lego Marvel Superheroes. The first one, it was on one of the sales recently.
Yeah.
I got the trilogy for like $10. And it's made me realize how much better the new Lego Star Wars game is. Like how much they've improved.
Sure.
Like it just
Yeah, playing
It's a good-
Lego
it's a
Lord
good
of the Rings,
game.
I can understand what you're saying. Yeah.
It's a good game. It's solid. It's just not. I don't know.
So I feel like Lego Marvel Superheroes, the first one was all right, and then they really improved it in number 2.
Okay, and I've played that before. It's been a while, so maybe I'll get to that one. But after I'm done with this one, I'm gonna have to take a break from Lego. So
Yeah, the Lego thing
Makes sense.
gets a little tiring.
Actually-
Like the Lego Lord of the Rings, I enjoy so much because I wanted the IP, but it does get like I want a little more action, a little less puzzling, and
Speaking of,
a little less conversation, a little more action.
yeah, this came with my
Elvis.
Xbox. I haven't even opened it yet.
oh, it's real good.
Conversation.
Yeah.
It's good. Good, Seth. I enjoyed it. Delvin, bring us home.
So, I played As Dust Falls, but before I get in there, I got a little story to tell that's going to tickle Donnie.
Ooh.
So,
Tickle Donnie. Is that allowed? Is this a mature rated
Definitely
not
not
that
allowed.
podcast?
no.
Dead Ninja Dev.
Territory over here. That's where we're going. Getting close. You're too close, man.
So a couple weeks ago, I think I went to go see it was Thor: Love and Thunder. But before that, I went to GameStop with my kids and stuff like that. And they sell WWE statues now.
Yeah. I've seen that.
Like cool statues. Like they have the Stone Cold one, the Undertaker one, the Rock one. So I'm like, you know what?
Do they have
I'm
Miss
gonna get
Kitty?
the Stone. Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. I don't know if I'd want a Miss Kitty one now that I'm thinking about it. Maybe Sable. But
Sounding like Vince McMahon over here. Both y'all.
well, he had more to say. I'm not even gonna go there.
Jesus.
But so I'm in GameStop and I'm like, you know what? That Stone Cold one looks pretty cool. I want to get that one. But me, trying to be the smart person, let me look on Amazon to see if it's on sale. So I look on Amazon. It's $15 cheaper. So I said, you know what? I'll order it off of Amazon. I can wait for it to come. So ordered off Amazon. A couple weeks go by. I forgot I ordered it. Completely forgot I ordered it.
Been there.
All of a sudden, a package comes in.
A package.
I'm like, what the hell is this? I say, oh, this must be the statue. Why does the box look weird? So, I open the box.
What's
and
in the
this
box?
Is what
What's in
they
the
gave
box?
What?
me. Stone Cold Larry Holmes.
Look at his eyes.
Who the
He looks
fuck
like
is
one of
this
those
guy?
characters from the Assassin's Creed remake. The Ezio remake.
Yeah. What the hell is that?
This is not the statue that was in GameStop. The paint's all fucked up. Old cold Steve Austin. This is absolutely trash. It's so bad, right?
Delvin, do you just have like the worst luck possible?
No, it's so bad.
Some dude in Florida was sitting there painting that. He's like he's got a whole thing.
Remember that that meme, the crazy ex-girlfriend meme with the bug eyes?
Yes.
Who that reminds me of. It's the
Yeah.
crazy ex-girlfriend version of Stone Cold.
It's so bad.
It's real bad.
I just went to the returns of Amazon,
Yeah.
took a picture of it, didn't say anything, sent them the picture, and they were like, we'll give you your money back.
You have
can keep
Prime
the
though,
statue."
right?
Huh?
You have Prime?
I use
Yeah,
Prime.
here's the secret thing. They never look or care. You file anything for return, they'll take it.
Yeah. So
You ever
they were
seen
like,
like the truckloads of returns that they just like burn and throw away every year?
Yeah.
They just take
They don't
everything
care.
back.
they
Yeah.
burn it?
Yeah, they throw it away,
Yeah,
they get rid of
won't-
yeah.
They won't resell it. Like it's gone into someone's home or
They have entire
or business.
MacBooks and shit that they just like
they'll
chuck.
just burn it.
Yep.
That's insane.
Yeah, it is.
It
They
is.
were like, I sent them the message, like, you can keep that. Don't worry about it.
On 32.
We'll-
Austin 316 says you just got ripped off.
yeah. They were like, you can keep it. Here's your money back. Don't worry about it. I'm like, all right. Thank you.
Here's a coupon. Please don't leave us.
Because I'm like, I'm not paying for this shit. I don't know what the fuck you thought, but this ain't it. So yeah, now I own a old code.
Whatever the hell that is.
Whatever the fuck this is. It ain't Stone Cold.
Stone Cold Tweaker Austin.
Yeah, Stone Cold Meth Austin. But I
Stone Cold Kevin Austin. So
That's it.
but I did get to play As Dusk Falls. That's the only game I really played this weekend.
Ooh.
Gotta say, game's fucking fantastic.
Yeah, it is. It's so
I
good.
really like it. I know it was good when I got to a point in the game, and a point in the game affected me so much. I don't know if I want to play it anymore because it kind of hit really like too close to home for me. And I'm like, ugh, I've been there before. It's like, ugh, do I want to play through this part? And I got through it, but it wasn't easy. This game does a great job of making you invested in emotion and making, like Donnie said it when he talked about it, making your decisions matter. Even the little small things that you wouldn't think matters in this game. And I think that's so cool. And you see the ramifications from it almost immediately in some cases. And I think that's an awesome way to do it.
And it's
feel
not
like
it's not on the nose as much as Life
Yes.
is Strange, which is something that has always bothered me. Like when Life is Strange deals with racism, for example, in Life is Strange 2, the guy is like comically racist. Like nobody
Yes.
is that racist. Like it's just
Yes.
so blatantly racist. Well,
Tommy.
racism
never
is
mind.
typically like in day-to-day interactions with people is quiet.
Mm.
It's silent. It's said under your breath. It's said, behind closed doors and stuff like, there's not a whole lot of, I mean, I know there are people, but there's not a whole lot of people just blatantly being racist to people you walk in the store. And it's not just the racism; it's all the things. Like
No,
with
it's
Life is Strange,
I know. Yeah,
with
the way they
all the
tackle
things of
people.
Life is Strange, they're like, you definitely need to know that this is the bad person. And it's like, but that's not
Yeah.
really believable, right? Because typically, it's a matter of perspective. That's human nature, and that's the thing that I really appreciate for As Dusk Falls is it is about perspective, and you need the context to really understand where everybody's coming from, and that's really what they play with. And at least for me, I found that to be way more, like I said, riveting. I was way more invested because of that.
Yeah, I agree. And it's one of those games that your decisions, like I said, your decisions matter. If you think too rashly, you'll make a mistake that you can't come back from. Like
Yep.
it's done, it's done. Like one quick move, you're like, oh, let's do this. You lose somebody, and they're gone. That's it. And it's your fault that it happened. And I like that kind of finality in it. And to put it to you this way, so people understand what they're getting. Think of it's more of an interactive story than anything because you're not really controlling the characters. It's not like the Telltale games or the Life is Strange games where you're walking around in an environment. And I think it's better for that because this game gets you right to the meat and bones of everything that goes on instead of you walking around the environment trying to find things and talking to different characters, trying to build the story. The game does it for you, and you make the decisions based off of what's going on. And there's some interactive moments where you have to, much like the Telltale game stuff, you have to press certain buttons at certain points in time. But the timer works where it's so fast, it really brings you into the moment, and it's random. So if you're just pressing buttons to try to press buttons, you're gonna mess up, and you're gonna fail. And I think that's what kind of makes this game special in terms of like you don't know what's gonna happen during the next tournament, and there's so many different ways a story can go.
I think because of that,
and the negative.
that's what I said in the last podcast. Because of those facts, I paid more attention to it. Even during the slow moments, I was more attentive than I have been in Life is Strange or Telltale games. There are times, where I'll pick up my phone and look at it or something like that. Like As Dusk Falls, not a good idea to start doing that stuff. You'll miss stuff. You'll pass over stuff. You won't react fast enough.
So how long is the game?
I think I beat it in 2 days. It's not very long.
Yeah, I want to say probably like 5-6 hours.
But those were like 2 days of like I sat down and had long gaming sessions with it both times.
Right.
And there's a lot of replay value. I haven't gone back to, I've seen some alternate endings and they do vary wildly. But when you see the decision paths, there are a lot of different ways you can go.
I do with other games like that I played, and I like that kind of game. I mean, Oxenfree is one of my favorite games in it. And that one I did go through, and I think there were 3 different paths you could go. But I also kind of like the idea of I do my playthrough, and this is my.
That's how I treat games like that. Yeah,
my game.
I do too.
Yeah. Cool. I'm looking forward to it when I get to it.
If I can give a knock to the game, is that you kind of have to, like when you get to a chapter, you kind of want to sit there and play it through. This game deserves all and asks for all of your time until at least the end of the chapter because it's so much story going on, so many things happening. If you stop in the middle of a chapter, you might come in and something crazy happen and you have to like react quickly. So you have to give this game your undivided attention. This is not a game you can like play and eat or something like that when you're doing it. Like you have to focus on the game because of everything that's going on in the game. You have to give it your undivided attention. So you have to really sit down and play the game.
Yep.
And that's a good thing, but some people like to be passive. It's not like you play Fortnite. You can't listen to a podcast and play this game.
It doesn't feel it's padded as like the Dark Pictures games. Or a lot of times those gameplay moments to me feel like padding. They feel like they're just adding to the game time. As Dusk Falls doesn't do that. Its game time is all story. It's like from start to finish, everything is just story content. There are no we could just cut that entirely out. Like that doesn't really exist here.
Yes, exactly.
All killer, no filler.
Yeah, and I think this works.
Some 41
this game it works.
Cool.
It's
I'm
really
glad
cool.
you're enjoying it. I thought you would.
It.
It's a Delvin Cox kind of game.
One of the best games of the year.
Yeah,
I like it that much.
I'm looking for it. I was chatting with Donnie. I'll have a weekend here it's a few weeks away, but where I'll have more gaming time where I can sit down. Like usually my game time is a half hour here and a half hour there.
Yeah, it's
That
not a good
sounds
game
like
for that.
that
Yeah,
sounds like I want
Yeah.
to, if I can play for 2 hours at a time or whatever.
Yes.
definitely.
Cool.
For sure. Is that it?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. I highly recommend it. I liked it more than I liked Stray, and I beat Stray. So that
Yeah, I
tells
did
you a
too.
lot right there.
I did too. Okay, well, without further ado, let's get into the news.
Hey PSVG, this is Jesse from The Last of Us Part 2. What's happening this week in video games?
Thank you, Jesse. We've got a lot to talk about, but let's first start with some Xbox updates. The Xbox Series S, according to the new Xbox software development kit that got released, has been freed up hundreds of megabytes for developers in the memory to take advantage of, which is leading some to speculate that maybe we'll see some market improvements on the Series S performance. Obviously, has same CPU, has different GPU, but a lot of the complaints from developers haven't been anything about the GPU or the graphic settings or anything like that with the Series S console. A lot of it has been about memory bandwidth and being a little short on that end, which has caused stuttering and things like that with folks. And it's possible we might see an improvement on that front. So I thought that was pretty cool. We'll see how that shakes out, but that came out. The bigger news, though, is that apparently Family Game Pass is coming. This has been long rumored, long talked about. We've talked about it for, I think, over a year. Xbox insiders in Colombia and Ireland are in the first wave where they get to test flight it.
It's an odd test market, I'll say, though.
For sure.
Yeah.
This isn't final, but conversions basically come out to $25 a month US. So maybe what, 35 Canadian. And you can have
that, yeah.
you can have 5 people in your family plan. So it'd be you plus 4 other people. Members in the family plan must reside in the same country, and your existing time will convert to the remaining membership of the new plan, just like when you upgrade from Game Pass to Game Pass Ultimate. A full month of Ultimate will be converted to 18 days of family plan. Conversion is not available for invited group members. So if you've got 4 friends and you all already have Game Pass, you can't pool all 4 of your Game Pass together. 3 people have to give theirs up or keep theirs individually until it expires and then jump on a family plan at that point down the road. I mean, I'm personally very excited for this. I already think I have the makings of my family plan set. It's going to be myself and Kevin. We already game share on Xbox. Both of our kids, which is what I'm most excited about because it's been Jack and I are doing this dance of where we're playing our consoles because he is basically maining Xbox these days. He's playing very little Switch. I'm playing very little Switch. He's right at the moment. He's just him and his friends have gotten super nerdy into Sea of Thieves. They are just constantly playing Sea of Thieves.
Thought you were gonna say multiverses again.
No, not multiverses. They are just way big on Sea of Thieves. So we're doing this dance where he wants to play, but I'm trying to play. So like, is it something I can play on PC? Do I want to play on PC? Speaking of that, I tried playing Titanfall 2 on PC. That game is not very well supported on PC at all.
No,
Controls were all over the damn play. It was a mess. But yeah, so we've been doing that dance to the point where I've almost stopped game sharing with Kev just to make Jack my away console so we can both play at the same time. So at least now with the family plan, whenever it rolls out here, we can hold on to that. And at least then I can say like, Jack, you can play, but you've got to play something on Game Pass. And I think that's a nice little concession. Like he can still play, and that would include Sea of Thieves and Halo and most of the games he plays anyway.
Yeah.
So, and then I think we'll invite Dev if he wants to be. So the interesting thing there is because we're involving 2 kids, we'll each have to come up with a quarter of Game Pass, like on our own, like 4 months of Game Pass a piece. So if it's $25 a month, that's $100 from each person, or like I think all of us do, like most people do, if you can find buy one get ones or buy one get free or buy one get one half off.
I just use my Microsoft rewards points to get like a free month. I hate that they took away the 3-month reward option though, because I used to I save up 2,000 extra points and just get that.
Sure.
Now you have to do it like 1 month at a time.
But the benefit of jumping in the family plan with me is that I've got Game Pass stacked for years. So I'll just convert for a long time.
But have to reside in the same country, so I can't do that.
Yeah.
Now, does this this does not include gold like Ultimate does?
No, it does.
So
Oh, it
Game
does.
Pass family plan is Ultimate converted for the family plan.
Then that makes it. I mean, it was a good deal if you could have 5 people to share with regular Game Pass, but it makes it a better deal.
Of course. Yeah, I mean, just like the Nintendo plan, if you've got 5 friends that you trust, I don't see why anybody would be on an individual plan at this point. And this makes a ton of sense because you're looking at like, if Dev joins our plan, like our plan's a little more costly than most plans because most people are splitting up 5 ways, we're splitting up 3 ways. But even if he joins our plan, $100 a year for Game Pass, that's a sweet. That's better than it is on its own. You know, that's a sweet deal. So I'm very excited about this. Will you guys be joining family plans?
So, like, my question is if I change the region on my console, does that count as me being in the same region?
Probably. I bet that would work.
Because, like, I don't know any people.
The reason I say that I bet that'll work is there are times when there are deals in other regions that I've changed to get, and it totally has worked.
There you go.
Like I think I've moved, or at least on the eShop, I definitely know it's worked. You can log into different eShops and buy discounted games and still play them in the US and stuff like that. So that would probably work. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's I don't know. Like, I don't know besides you and if that trick would work, but I don't know any other 4 other people that would want to get on a plan personally with it. So
yeah, the only person I know who would probably want to get on a plan is broken. That's my son.
It's broken.
Also, speaking of your son, asked me to download a game tonight to help him with something. I download the game, it installs, and by the time I've opened the game, oops, I did it already.
Well, that's your fault for listening to him.
Right. I'm excited for this because this has been, this has been the most asked about thing, I think, about Game Pass for years now.
Oh, yeah.
It's been hard to, and even now, it's like, I know that this is just Game Pass focused, and I think this is a nice way for Xbox to thread this loop, but honestly, multiple console ownership in Xbox land has been a bitch. As I say that as somebody who we used to have 3 Xbox Ones, and like try playing 3 Xbox Ones that you own at the same time, and it's like damn near impossible. You know, it's ridiculous, and it doesn't make any sense. So at least with this, it should lessen that need to a point where I doubt for most people it'll be an issue. Because while, like if I bought something that's not on Game Pass, we all couldn't play at the same time, but like Game Pass is an easy concession. And I would expect that Game Pass's numbers will boost because of it. We're about to see, you're going to get that Switch effect, right? Where Switch Online suddenly doubled, and people were like, wow, there's so many people on Switch Online. But it's like, yeah, but are there? What it is you've got, a fifth of those people paying for Switch Online and 4 times as many people just on family plans with other people. So I would expect the Xbox numbers to go up drastically. Probably, I don't know if double might be too much, but I mean,
it might.
It might. Because if you're thinking about it, it's a 1-to-5 ratio. So even if 20% do it, right, that's still 20% adding 4 more people, 4 more active users. That's a lot. That is a lot. So,
well, even if you just have 2, like right now we just have 1 Xbox, but we could, as my older daughter is a teenager now, so she still likes her Switch, but she also is interested in other games. Could easily toss a Series X up here in the attic.
Sure.
And at least, the family Game Pass plan makes some sense for that. It just
definitely
make it easier.
You think about if you're an Xbox household and you do have 3 or 4 consoles or 3 or 4 people that want to play, and you've got multiple kids and things like that, or you want to share with your brother, or your brother-in-law or your sister-in-law or something like that. There's a lot of cases that you can come up with pretty easily where I think it makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
So exciting. Moving on, we've got some Call of Duty updates. We've finally got some details of the beta, which will come first to PlayStation, shocking nobody. Early access on PlayStation starts September 16th through the 17th, And the open beta starts September 18th through the 20th. Those on Xbox and PC will get early access. Those are the folks that pre-ordered on the 22nd, the 23rd, and then the open beta on the 24th and 26th. Activision promises, quote, a robust multiplayer experience going beyond the core 6v6 experience with a variety of meticulously designed maps of various sizes, modes, progression. There's been a rumor that this early beta period is going to give you access to campaign. That's been a thing. It's been data mined. It's not like a rumor that somebody made up. It's in the data mine. There is some sort of early access campaign. I would imagine it's like a mission or two. Like maybe you can play the opening mission early or something. But that is yet to be confirmed. So they didn't confirm it with this. I don't know if they will. I don't know if it's a thing, but it's in there. It's in the data mine.
So, like, again, this is a whole new Modern Warfare 2 story. Like, it's not following the same path as the original Modern Warfare 2. Would they want to risk getting that out there, though? Because if they're including campaign files in this, people are going to data mine that.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know. It's something I feel like I've been hyperly focused on, because if it does, I definitely want to play. If campaign is early access, I want to be in the beta, which I'm already going to be because I'm pre-ordering anyway. Yeah. But I'm more interested in the beta because before it was always multiplayer, and I was like, I don't care. But if they're going to have campaign and stuff, like I do care. So I'm just kind of on alert looking for it. But something else that has been confirmed that actually I think is going to make me care and play the damn thing. An F1 themed map is coming to the beta.
I saw this
in the fashion of Marina Bay, which is the F1 track in Singapore for the Singapore Grand Prix. You can play 6v6 while cars do laps around you. Now, granted, it's not F1 licensed, so you're not going to see Max Verstappen making laps around you as you're shooting people. But I still want to play it because it's just for the beta.
And those cars look pretty. I mean, they look like the F1 cars.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just.
Yeah, you wouldn't know if I didn't tell you. I don't think most people would know the difference.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is like a trial. Is that the same week as the Singapore Grand Prix? I was wondering if maybe
I'm not even sure when the
that might
is.
be a little weird if it is.
I didn't look that up, but I was wondering if maybe they were trying to do some sort of theming around that. But anyway, F1 stuff is hot right now. It's like, it's mad popular. So
October 2nd.
Okay, so it's right before it then. I think it's really, really cool. I'm definitely going to go play that map for sure. I still haven't made my bet yet. I mean, I'm like 87% leaning towards playing on PC.
Mm-hmm.
I wish somebody would tell me that like PC is the experience that I want it to be.
I mean,
like, I don't want to have Titanfall 2 issues when I buy the damn game on PC and start playing.
I mean, you're going to get to play the game on console if it doesn't work on PC for you anyways, because I'll be buying the game, so you'll have it through Haley Pass anyways.
Okay, well, that makes it easier then. Okay, then I'll go ahead and... So, Delvin, we'll have to hook up because I've got codes to redeem. So if you want to do another one of those transactions, that's... I've been saving all my rewards points for Call of Duty, so I can go ahead and bite the bullet on that. But I'm very excited, very excited. And then Activision also said that... they're doing another live stream labeled Call of Duty Next. That'll be out on the 15th of September, where apparently they'll detail the new Call of Duty Warzone 2 experience. And they'll do multiplayer and everything, but I think it'll be really geared at Warzone and then Warzone Mobile. So if you're excited for any of that, September 15th is your day. So the marketing drum begins to pound. I don't know if I'm overhyping it. I'm extremely excited for Call of Duty. I don't think I've been this excited for Call of Duty in a really long time. Like Infinite Warfare, but I don't think I was this excited for Infinite Warfare. Like, I'm really excited. This is one of my marquee releases of the year.
I still haven't played Vanguard. I need to.
Good story. Good story. I think this is going to be big. And I feel like the more and more we see the fall window begin to shape, with more and more delays, it's like I just keep coming back to like, and Call of Duty is going to be huge. It's going to keep releasing all this content stuff. Yeah, it's going to be big. Okay, into some quick hitters. Nintendo Direct for Splatoon 3 was held yesterday. It's 30 minutes long. Did you guys watch it?
Nope.
Not at all.
Okay, so it was just like me then. I watched it this morning because, again, Root Canal yesterday, Chili Peppers concert. I didn't really get a chance to watch it yesterday. So I sat down to watch it this morning after listening to Shaq. I got to say, Shaq seemed more excited about Splatoon 3 than I was. And I know that Rebecca loves Splatoon, and I'm not taking that away from her at all. I love Splatoon. It's something that Rebecca and I have always shared together. I was just a little underwhelmed. It's not that it's bad, and I'm definitely getting the game. So I'm not trying to say that I'm going to skip it or anything. I've already pre-ordered. I paid for Splatoon 3 a long time ago. It just looks a lot more like just more Splatoon. There are some cool modes. There's some neat adjustments that I'm excited about. Like, I think it's cool that we're going to have 24/7 salmon run finally, but that's like low hanging fruit. I'm not going to like, oh god, thank you Nintendo. It's like that should have been that way from the get-go. There's only 5 new maps. So they have a dozen maps to start. They'll add new maps, obviously, but more than half of the maps are returning maps. Now, I like the selection of the returning maps. I don't think there's a whole lot of maps that I don't like, so that's good. But I don't know what I was expecting. Maybe my expectations got the better of me. Typically, when you have a new shooter game that comes out, you get new maps.
Yeah, I mean, greatest example, Modern Warfare 3, for example, when that released, it had maybe 2 or 3 returning maps from Modern Warfare 2, and the rest were all new.
And I know Splatoon has always reused maps, but like with Splatoon 2, everybody kind of knows that it was like kind of a sequel, but not a full sequel. It was kind of a port of the Wii U game with some added content. Like, I think we kind of gave it, or at least to me, I kind of gave them a pass. I don't want to speak for y'all.
I remember
Splatoon 2.
I mean, I've never played
1.5.
Right.
I've never played Splatoon. I know that people enjoy it.
Very good. It is a lot of fun.
Good. I'm glad that people do. But no, I don't think you're off base in that. Like, if you go into a new sequel to a multiplayer game, you're expecting at least a decent rotation of new maps. And 5 out of 12, that
With
seems
Splatoon
a
3, I was kind of hoping that number was going to be like 9. Like 9 out of 12,
Well,
new.
Splatoon 2, I mean, it was a sequel, but it was a sequel to a game that a lot of people who were buying the Switch didn't play.
Exactly.
And so
that
it
is
was
the case.
It was the introduction
Right.
to
I think
things. And it was
the
great.
only thing I saw for Splatoon 3 is someone making a joke tweet that in the Splatoon universe, Paris is destroyed as it should be, and I laughed.
I don't get that one.
It's because people make a joke about France existing. So, like,
Oh, okay. I got you. The other thing I didn't see, maybe they talked about it. I know Rebecca did say that the little intro bit is like you don't have to sit through all of that talk, which is much. And like, thank you. But I didn't see anything that confirmed or denied the map rotation, which is also another thing that's always been a thorn in my side. Like with a multiplayer focused shooter, like I should just be able to pick the maps I play on. Splatoon has basically put like 2 maps in rotation, like a day.
So
and you just gotta play on those.
They do the Apex thing. Oh, that's annoying.
And they rotate, so you just gotta wait till the rotation before you play on another one. And then obviously, because it's the Nintendo servers, like just expect that you'll play on the same map over and over and over again. Like even within the rotation, they don't necessarily
change. Yeah. So like Seth knows what I'm talking about when I say they do the Apex thing, because they do that too, where like for a certain amount of hours of the day.
I was really hoping
it's another.
That with Splatoon 3, that at the very least, maybe there would be like 6 live maps at a time. And you would like, maybe you could pick from those or something like that. But I didn't see anything like that. And, maybe they are. Maybe they're going to change it.
It's also different with Apex, with the Battle Royale maps. Those are so big that even if you're launching on the same map for an hour of play, you can go to different areas.
Yeah, you can
it's
go to
a different gameplay experience than Splatoon. You're just, if you get stuck with, I forget, there was one specific map that I really didn't care for. So
World's
if
End.
Moray Towers.
No, talking about Splatoon.
Splatoon,
Maybe Moray Towers. Yeah, I that could be it. So if I have my half hour of gaming, and that's the map, I'm going to choose something else to play.
Exactly. And that was always kind of my issue. My issue with Splatoon 2 is just a lot of friction involved with playing Splatoon. Like the core gameplay is great, but you got to suffer through, like, you could only play Salmon Run like one day a week. You'd only play on these maps these days a week. You get the same one over and over again. To boot into the game, like if you just timed it from start to finish, it'd take you like 4 minutes just to get into a match. Like just there's a lot of friction involved with getting you in. So I was hoping to see a lot of that change, and I think they changed some of it, but just not nearly as much as I was hoping for. Now, the thing that's going around that people are very excited for is they did announce, obviously Splatfest are coming back. So there'll be a Splatfest that'll be 1v1 turf war like normal for the first half, and then the second half of Splatfest they will introduce a third team. So you have 3-team Splatfest, which when the direct was happening, because you guys know I follow a lot of Nintendo folks, like my Nintendo sources, timeline, whatever you want to call it, they were hyped for this, like over the moon. They are really excited for 3-team turf war. I gotta tell you, this isn't something like I is it just to be different, like just to be variety? Like I'm fine with that. I'm not like against it. It just doesn't do much for me because it's just like I'm fine with 2. I never played Splatoon. I was like, what would make this really good? There was a whole other color and another third team that's also doing this on the map. Like that never really appealed to me much personally.
My question is can they handle it? Can the game handle it?
I'm sure they can. I'm sure they can. So I know a lot of people are excited for that. I'll give it a try. Maybe it'll be awesome. I don't know. But like at face value, it's not something that excites me a little bit.
This is the one that has a single player game, right?
It does. And they did talk about single player in the direct. The direct was really long. It's 30 minutes long for just Splatoon. And they did that like Nintendo thing that they always do where they open the direct like basically giving you a tutorial how to play. Like it's Splatoon 3, guys. Like we get it. We know how to play. But they did, I don't want to be all like there are some things that I thought were really cool. They do have this I forget what they call it. It's like a spiral or something. When you're swimming in ink, you can press a button and basically do like a quick 180 turn and go the opposite direction. You can like hop, and you're kind of invincible during the hopping. I actually think that'll change the competitive play a lot. I could expect a lot of people that are going to put that to use. They showcase some new weapons. And one of the cool things they're doing is they've got these new specials that drop buffs. So instead of it just being attack, like you can like boost your speed or boost your defense or something if you pick up one of these buffs from the special move, which is cool. Like in the match, like in the past, all that stuff has always been just tied to gear. So this is actually stuff you can just drop in the match, which I think is a neat little thing for competitive play. Salmon Run is hype for sure. Like I'm definitely going to do that. And then they had I'm trying to remember what they called it. A new weapon, Splatana. It's like a windshield wiper type of thing where you like do paint, but it's like a sword, like a katana paint, which
So
I thought was cool. Yeah,
the sword to get
cool.
the paint off?
yeah, but you have 2 attacks, which is the cool thing about it is that you swipe back and forth just like the paintbrush, or you can hold it and release it, and it does like an uppercut and it throws a straight line.
Oh,
So you can kind of do both, which I was like, that's dope. Like I'll definitely be trying the Splatana. I don't know if I'm gonna like it or not, but I'll definitely be giving it a try. And they did, they showed I wish I had wrote it down. I'm just looking at these questions from Kyle and Yard. They did show new modes. There's like you can do stuff like in lockers with your gear. There's a stupid card mode. You have like this tabletop card game, which I never wanted to see. They do have a thing where you can play like replays of matches that you've had to like maybe like learn from them. And like you can jump back into scenarios like where you died and like try to figure out why you died and that kind of thing, which I thought was cool. There are new things, but generally speaking, I don't know if it's as new as I would have wanted it to be. But speaking of those questions, since nobody else played it, I'll go ahead and get these out of the way. Kyle said, if you had to pick one favorite moment and one least favorite moment from the direct, my favorite was the Splatana. My least favorite was the card game. And Yarden says, does a card game belong in Splatoon? Absolutely fucking not. It doesn't. Now watch me actually get it and love it. Who knows? But no, I was just not excited for that at all. What is this?
I don't know what do you mean by a card game in Splatoon?
There's a card, like a turn-based card game that you can collect cards and you play them, and it's like this turn-based like card, like you throw it on the card and it doesn't attack. It's like a spin-off mode, like a separate thing that they're doing.
That seems weird.
3. Yeah, it's weird.
How does that relate to painting your environment?
You do it with the cards instead of, I don't know, I don't care. Yeah, I'm never gonna play it. I will play the single player though, for sure. Opening Night Live 2022 was announced for Gamescom. It's on Wednesday the 25th. Keeley said it'll be a 2-hour show with over 20 games on stage. He did say, quote, this year's lighter year for releases that are coming out this year. So a lot of the stuff will be about what's coming in 2023 and beyond. You guys excited for
Opening
Gamescom?
Night Live is usually a pretty good show. I don't know like what's going to be shown though. I know like I keep seeing people tweet about wanting to see like Horizon DLC or other stuff, and I'm like, well, PlayStation said they're not involved in the show, so I don't know that I would expect to see anything about Horizon DLC.
Because they were talking about Forza Horizon DLC.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, actually, I know you said it, but like I wouldn't be surprised if.
I mean, it wouldn't be. We're supposed to get another Forza.
Xbox
Horizon
will be there,
DLC,
and they'll be there. And big. I mean, I'm the only thing that I want. The only thing I'm even hoping for from Gamescom is GoldenEye. I keep bringing up GoldenEye has some big anniversary that takes place the same time as a Gamescom, and a lot of people are after E3. You know, they were hoping to see GoldenEye, and we didn't. And a lot of people turn their attention to this. There's some anniversary with GoldenEye during that week.
Isn't there like major development issues with that supposed port?
I have no idea. I thought the port was done. I mean, there are people that already played it. Like when it got leaked, it's playable with people on PC.
Yeah, people
you can
have
watch
achievements.
Yeah, you can watch MVG just play it.
Okay,
it's not a fascinating port. It's not like incredibly polished new game. It's a port of it looks like the old game. I'm assuming they're doing something to it beyond what we saw when it leaked.
Actually, hey Donnie, do you think we could get a trailer for the Lollipop Chainsaw remake here?
No, not there. Maybe, but I mean, I don't think so. I think it's way too. Have they begun even production?
I don't know because they say that game's coming out next year. So
I literally think they just announced it. Like they were just like, we want to do this. I think if you went there right now and be like, show it to me, they're like, oh, we haven't started yet.
I mean, yeah, maybe. I don't know, but they seem pretty confident that game's coming out next year, and if they haven't started any work on it, I don't see how that's possible. So,
I don't know. Maybe you know more than I do.
I know just as much as you do.
I think they said they've been working on it, but I feel like if they had assets to show, they would have shown them. All we saw were like little, like not even animations, really, right? Like little snippets of like character designs.
I haven't even seen those. I just saw the 2 letterheads they've put out.
Yeah. Okay. Marvel's Midnight Suns has been delayed to be determined. Take-Two says it expects it to be out by the end of the fiscal year. That's on next-gen consoles. Apparently last-gen and Switch will be delayed till after that. So Switch not coming out until at least after next March. Maybe next-gen things come out next March. I'm not excited for this, but we had a question a few weeks ago on the podcast asking us which game would be delayed next. This was my pick. Dev's pick was Sonic Frontiers, which I also think is a very good pick. But I thought Midnight Suns would probably get delayed, and it has.
So my question entirely is, this game is coming out in like less than 60 days at this point, and you're delaying it indefinitely.
This game has been troubled since the day it was announced.
How hot is this game coming in?
Apparently not. Apparently not at all. Now they delayed it indefinitely, so who knows?
Like, I mean, it's for Access, so like it's gonna have an audience because it's XCOM developers, but I don't know.
I guess I haven't followed the delay or the troubles with development, but I'm excited for it. One thing that we've gotten into this summer with me and the kids is comics. I've never been a comic book person, and so we
great.
Went to Free Comic Book Day, and then kind of after that, like we have Amazing Spider-Man and doing the there's a new Fantastic Four that's like the Hulk and Spider-Man and Wolverine and Ghost Rider, and we're doing the Sonic comic and a couple others. So just like as I'm getting involved in that world,
so
like the Marvel Midnight Suns. I haven't read any comics about that yet, but I'm just kind of getting. It's like, oh, it'd be another cool
your
game,
foot
and I
in
love
the-
the
Yeah.
XCOM game. XCOM
Yeah,
games.
so actually, if you're just getting into comics, if you're looking for a big backlog, I don't know if your kids are as into DC stuff, but DC Universe Infinite has over 25,000 comics, including like backlogs all the way back to the first Action Comics.
So I am I'm subscribing to DC Infinite right now, and I'm going through the Rebirth stuff.
Okay. Yep.
I just kind of picked it at first I tried just going through everything and just realized I was going to drive myself crazy.
Yeah, you have to pick certain characters you want to read lines.
So I'm basically I really like the Flash.
Yep.
So I'm doing the Flash and Batman.
Well,
and
Flash comic is cool, not
Justice League.
Rebirth storyline for Justice League is very good, as is the Flash. And the Flash and Batman's Rebirth storylines kind of tie into each other because they deal.
That's part of the reason why I chose them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this is an Elseworld story, so it's not canon. But if you're like into like stories,
sorry, Donnie.
No, we're making recommendations. This is an Elseworld story, so it's not canon. But if you're into like stories where they do different backstories for characters or things like that, highly recommend Gotham City Garage.
Okay, I'll check it out.
What I was referring to, Seth, is when the game was announced, right? People were really excited for it. Then they announced that it was card based. People got really pissed off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Then they announced like some of the characters. People didn't like that. And then E3, they announced they showcased like the possession stuff. People it just seems like every time they've shown this game, it's getting worse. Like people are less and less people are excited for it.
Yeah. I've liked it. All of those things that you mentioned, I was like, oh, that looks cool.
So is Josh.
That sounds cool.
So yeah.
I'm on board as long as it's a good game or whatever, and hopefully the delay helps that.
Hopefully it is.
So this game feels like a January game if I ever saw one. This needs to come out away from everything.
I mean,
and to be clear, that's what I said when I said that I thought it was going to get delayed, is that it's just in a really bad space.
Yes, it is.
There are a lot of really good games coming out, and if you're Midnight Suns, you're about to get clobbered. Get away.
I mean, look, I know I'm the only one who's still excited for Gotham Knights, but that's also going to get clobbered in that month, and they're not going to move because
don't be so sure.
I am sure. You know why? Because it's IGN first this month, and they wouldn't do that if the game was getting delayed.
Yeah.
I hope Halo was the game of the E3 show a few years ago, and then it got delayed a week later. So people will do.
Last of Us got delayed.
Doesn't matter anymore.
Like Last of Us 2 had a whole thing, and then like 3 hours later, they were like, and it's delayed.
Yeah, all it is just marketing. They can switch that just as easy. Like,
I would like to see Gotham Knights like review. I'd be very excited for that.
Hey, I mean, they put out a video that I started watching before we went live here today, like detailing how they built the Gotham City in the game.
Yeah, I retweeted some of that stuff.
Yeah, and it's got like 400 years of its own backstory that like apparently you'll be able to read in the game. So like that's very cool. I'm very excited.
A bunch of crap that
I mean, you'll get it via Haley Pass because I'm buying the deluxe edition, so you can play it anytime you like.
Sit there and read all the books in the game. Just what I want to do.
Read
the goddamn game.
To be fair, if you can read the history in the game, you're at least doing better than Destiny going, we don't have the time to explain all the things we need to explain.
I'm so happy Devin's not here.
So you have to go over here if you want to read our backstory instead of the game going, here, you want the backstory? It's all here. Read it. Now go play the story. Instead of Destiny going, we don't have the time to tell you all this.
We've got this
just
server over here. You can go and shuffle through all these notes we made.
At least Destiny was fun to play.
That's true. Good point.
I'm not judging Destiny's gameplay. It's a little weird that they were like, we don't have the time to tell you all this. And then
it's because they didn't know any of it. They were making it up.
Okay.
I love
Take-Two said that GTA 5 did 5 million units last quarter and is now at 170 million lifetime.
That is not surprising considering that last quarter was when they released their.
I played like 5 hours of GTA 5 last weekend.
I know. I saw you. A playing, but B, I saw the screenshots you posted, and everyone railing on
forgot
you
I did
for the
that, yeah.
underglow. The
Yeah.
underglow you put on your car, and everyone's like,
I
no, it
spent,
needs
like-
to be this color.
I
It needs to
spent
be
like an
off.
hour just loading up garages, which is something I'd never done before, but like this time I just did. And I was doing like a lot of the street races and stuff.
Mhm.
But yeah, I was just playing a lot of it. Like I think I've just been waiting on Cult of Lamb. So I've just been
Yeah.
playing filler stuff.
I
But I
mean,
was
like-
having a lot of fun.
Like I pre-ordered Saints Row, and I'm basically just jumping in.
That's
like I
coming out too.
Like
Forgot all
I
about it.
started Far Cry 5 on Xbox again, and
Yeah.
I'm basically just grabbing things to play until Saints Row comes out. So
Sure. Deck 9 says Life is Strange series will not return to an episodic novel in an interview with
good,
Rock Paper Shotgun this week.
good.
Stated the reaction to the full game release was way too positive. They will continue to tell their stories in chapter structures. They will just not release them episodically in pieces anymore.
Good. It
That's
makes
a good
for a way better experience when you have the choice to wait a night if you want, but you have everything available at once. and
I've
you're
always
not-
pushed back a little bit on this, just a little, because I'm not going to defend it because I like the episodic release, but I don't mind if they just want to release the whole thing at once. I think that's to be preferred. I would rather them release them episodically, but just not do it until they're finished. I would love if they released like an episode a week for 5 weeks. That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
Because the
Yeah.
thing that I've always said is the episodic thing is it's the water cooler moment.
yeah.
It was a lot of fun with Life is Strange 2, which is a terrible example for this because
Oh, I mean, because
it
it
took like 16
9
months for the damn game
Yeah.
to come out. But if they didn't, the thing that I really enjoyed was we all played an episode, then we stopped to talk about it, and we talked about where it was going to go and what was going to happen. And when you just put everything up, none of that happens.
I mean,
You just got to race to finish it so you don't get it spoiled or something. I like episodes. I just wish, it's like I want to have my cake in it too, I guess.
Yeah.
I like the episodic release. I just wish they would wait until it's done to do it.
makes sense. Have you
Versus,
seen the rumors about the next Life is Strange?
I haven't.
Rumor is that Max is back, and I don't know how they're gonna do that if another character is alive.
Yeah, I mean that. Yeah, I'm sure there's a way. Like you can rewind time and all kinds of shit. Like
Yeah, I mean,
they can do whatever they
I'm
want.
all in for whatever Life is Strange is. You know this. Like, I'm the one that posted the news about the book series about Steph and Izzy coming out, so I'm
yeah.
excited for that. But like, I don't know. Like, I kind of agree that like releasing it one episode a week, if they're all done, would be nice. My main thing though is just like, if you're gonna do the episodic format, do it the way you're suggesting and not over like 2 months.
Of course, I don't
while
think
you're
anybody.
developing the episode.
I think it hurt Life is Strange too. I know I'm alone. I feel like I'm alone. Maybe there are other people out there. I mean, I really think that Life is Strange 2 is a lot better than True Colors. I think what's really clouded a lot of people is how Life is Strange 2 released. I think had Life is Strange 2 released all at the same time, maybe people would be a little more warm to it, because I feel like its long release hurt a lot of people's opinion on it.
So for me, I've seen how Life is Strange 2 ends. I did not play up to Life is Strange 2's ending. I watched someone else play it because
Sure.
I personally fell off at episode 1.
I heard that a
after
lot with Life is Strange 2.
The end of episode 1 is like, what the hell is this? I'm out. And then I just went and watched a streamer play the rest of the game. So
I think that's the one. I don't know if I ever played the first one.
So the first one is Max and Chloe.
Which one
Max-
takes place in like they're in a college dorm, or it's not a college dorm. It's like a
That's
boarding
Life is
school.
Strange 1.
That is Life is
Okay.
Strange 1.
That's
Life is
the
Strange
first one.
2 features the two
Brothers.
brothers, where you're not playing as the character with powers. Your little brother has powers. You are just a regular dude, and you're trying to teach your brother how to use his powers, and it can go horribly wrong.
And then
There was in the first one, I liked it, and then there was a part where a character commits suicide,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and I just couldn't play it after that. Like Delvin was
Too
talking
heavy?
about, it was talking about the
Get
As
that.
Dusk Falls.
Yeah.
There being a certain part where it was hard to push through, and I just like I got to that point in Life is Strange. I was like, I just can't.
Yep. No, understandable.
And that is understandable.
But it's great. I mean,
I don't know
it's
if it
good.
exists for me.
Yeah.
I don't know if
It
there's a
was-
point that anything could happen.
I
and that I
mean,
just
It
couldn't
was
handle.
a-
really similar to someone I knew,
Mhm.
and
Uh,
from college, and it
So like
just hit me.
not the same situation, but kind of comparable. I actually bounced out of Far Cry 6 after a warning from one Delvin Cox, and it was something he knew I wouldn't be able to handle,
Yeah,
and
I
he
knew that.
warned
Oh,
me about
yeah.
it. And I was like, nope, I'm out. I'm not even going to continue trying to play this because I don't know when that's going to pop up. I'm out. I enjoyed my time with the game, but I know I won't be able to handle that. I'm out. So
I'm just too desensitized from decades of horror movies.
Makes sense.
Down for whatever. Okay, I don't think most of you will be too into this, but
I will be.
Well, I am.
of course, yeah, I think Seth will be. I've been following this a lot, obviously. We've got new updates for the NCAA football game, and this is according to Matt Brown at Extra Points. Some of this stuff I talked about the first time it was reported, but I think we've got a little more context this time. So he says that a deal is in place with ESPN for presentation, which is not surprising. I think most of them all had ESPN involvement. So you know what to expect with graphics, announcement teams, college game day, like all the other it's going to be very ESPN flavored. There will be an ultimate team
That's
mode.
cool.
I'm interested to see what ultimate team mode an NCAA game looks like.
It's got to be
like legendary players.
Eddie
That's
George.
what I was thinking. Legends.
That's what
Eddie
I was
George,
thinking.
James Harrison, classic.
Maurice
Penn
Claret,
Probably a lot of old NFL players. Michael
Reggie
Irvin,
Bush.
UM team.
I just want all the players that got suspended or fined, like the entire SMU team that just got canceled, like all
for
of them.
audio listeners, I'm over here with my hands up in a motion.
Hey, you had your Marvel Suns moment.
I know.
Sit there.
I know.
Dynasty mode will return. I think the thing that
Passive.
college football fans really want to hear is that he said that this is not a Madden reskin. He's not sure if it uses a different engine. He said it might still use the Frostbite tech, but he is convinced that there are brand new animations, features, and entire gameplay mechanics that are built for NCAA, that's like the thing that I've been hoping to hear.
So my only question is, are they going to use the school mascots or actual players?
Yeah, both. Yes.
Supposed to be both.
Yeah, you're gonna have the mascots. Oh, hang on, I'm getting there. The interesting thing, college football mobile game is likely to follow. Doesn't say that next year when it releases, but at some point afterwards, which I think Madden Mobile has been pretty profitable for them. So college football. A consensus deal for player likeness. They're being worked on it. If it can't be completed, they are still expected to release the game. They'll just release it with player numbers and not allow people to customize the roster. Here's the thing. That's not expected to happen. They expect to get a deal done with the universities and the players to include the players. And if that happens, if that deal gets done, they will allow for roster customization and sharing. But if that deal doesn't happen and they turn off roster customization, people are going to be big mad. People are going to be pissed off if that happens. That's like I honestly think that's almost like a no-no. Like that's almost like, but I think at this point, NCAA fans are so starved for a game that they'll play it anyway.
They won't care.
Yeah, but they were going to be real pissed if they can't share rosters. That's been a thing.
This game's coming to PC, right?
So that's another thing that he said. Next gen consoles only. There was no mention of PC. Now EA has been talking about how they want to support PC and they're putting games on PC. So I expect that it'll come to PC, but he has said that he has only seen, and a lot of this comes from, he's been doing open record requests. So a lot of his information he's getting from those. And the only thing that he's seen with them so far is PlayStation 5 and Series X consoles.
So my question then for that is, in the event that they're worried about a deal not closing and roster customization not being a thing, could the lack of PC there be to prevent modders from finding a way to do?
Because the thing is, they don't want to get sued. That's ultimately what this comes down to. They don't want to get sued again, because that could jeopardize the franchise forever. So they're not going to do anything that puts them even in a murky legal stance, right? But the issue with the player likeness, since you asked Haley, is that there are a lot of these collectives that have signed exclusive agreements with certain players.
Mhm.
And what the game wants to do is they want to collectively bargain with all. So they're basically trying to bring everybody to the board and have everybody sign off on one swoop thing. Now, based on how I have been following all the things that's been happening in college football about NIL, I don't expect this to be a problem at all. This is definitely something that everybody's going to sign. Everybody wants their money. It's definitely going to happen. But it is going to take some
Everybody
time.
wants
He
their
actually
money.
said, I didn't write it down, but he did say he expects that we won't hear from this game until that deal is done. And that's why they haven't shown anything, and that's why they haven't talked about it, is they want to make sure that they know that A, we have all the players, or B, we're doing it without the players before they start marketing.
Do you know?
I think they'll get all the players.
Have they said
Yeah, they're
anything
gonna-
about the smaller schools? I know you said it says DLC plans could have historical teams,
Good
uniforms,
question.
FCS, but what about? I always like playing as Kent State. That's
The
where I
MAC
went.
schools.
Yeah, the MAC schools.
From what I've been told, the D1 120 are in.
Okay.
With there's a few holdout schools, and they haven't said, but what he is. Hang on, I don't want to go too long on this topic because I know people don't care about college football as much as we do. So what he said, there are some schools holding out. The reasons that he said they're holding out makes me think it's Notre Dame. But the reason that they're holding out is their independence, and they want to make sure that their athletes are also paid as a part of this big sweeping thing. But also, he said that I just lost my train of thought. Damn it. It was another thing like with religious affiliation or something else that made me think. It's like BYU, Notre Dame. Oh, now I remember. They're also, even though they're holding out and there are no agreements for them, they are submitting assets for the game. They're just waiting for the deal. Like, they're not signing off on, you could put Notre Dame in the game until they have, like, our players will be compensated. But Notre Dame is still sending, like, these are our chants. These are our mascot. Here are pictures of our stadium. Because that's what they're doing right now. If you were wondering what they're doing, EA is basically soliciting those 120 schools saying, hey, if you have a cool tradition, if you have a cool stadium feature, if your field is blue, like all these neat things that make college football, we need you to send that to us. Like, take pictures, videos, give us YouTube videos. They are collecting that stuff to make it in the game right now. So that's where they are. And they said that there will be a paid DLC, but he doesn't know what it will be. He said he thinks it'll be like uniform alterations, like classic uniforms, but he said it could be historical teams, it could be Division II schools or FCS teams. There was he's not sure if there will be a create a school mode. In the older games, you could create your own university and upload it online, and people could download it. So
yeah, I don't know what Division II or any of that means. The only reason I asked about the mascots is because everybody knows that I'm a big fan of like Raynard Bass Jr., but like he does quarterly mascot tournament streams where like he lets the game play for him, but has his chat viewers like guess which team's gonna win through NCAA football 14. Like it's the last one.
So I want to say, and I could be wrong here, if memory serves, when the EA started doing the EA Play versions of the games, you guys remember that? It was like in 09. You had like the Madden EA Play, like We Play, and
like EA Big. Oh,
yeah. But they had like these. That's when they introduced like the mascot modes where you could play as the mascots on the team. They're always just like little spin-off modes. They were never like the primary thing. I would expect that if the school is going to be in, they'll be in. Now with the mascot modes, I think it does like limit the amount of teams you can play with.
Yeah.
But the D2, D1 stuff, Haley, is you've got 120 schools that make up basically what used to be called as Division I. Those are the schools that you normally know about. You know, those are the Big 10, SEC, the MAC, the PAC, the Big 12. These are like the American college football universities people think of. Then there are D2 schools, North Dakota State, my alma mater, Mercer. There's like, under a below tier of other schools. In 14 and 13 and 12, those FCS schools were included. It looks like they may not be included for this new release, at least at launch. Which wouldn't surprise me at all. If they're rebuilding a whole new game, like I would expect that those will come later on down the road.
Yeah.
Again, that game is supposed to come out next year. I anticipate at some point, possibly this fall during the college football season, I expect EA to announce they've entered a deal to include players, and then I would expect a first look at this game, maybe at the Game Awards. I think it would be big enough to do it at the Game Awards, but also I wonder if the Game Awards is the right audience for like a sports game.
I'd say no.
So maybe they'll do like an event in the fall or the spring.
Maybe
they would have something like that, but I think NCAA coming back is big news.
I mean, yeah, I'm just happy for all the football fans.
It's just huge news for just video games. Like, so, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if EA puts it on the stage at the Game Awards. Be a big get for Keeley.
It would be, yeah.
The last quick hitter is Clap Hands has registered 2 new trademarks, EasyCom Easy Golf and Anytime Golf in Japan. And both of them were registered on the same day, which makes a lot of people think that one of them will be registered for the Japanese version of the game and the other one be for a Western release of the game in the US and Europe. It's not clear yet if this is possibly a port of Clap Hands Golf, the Apple Arcade game, or a new golf game from Clap Hands. But it looks
I'm going to guess it's probably the Apple Arcade game, since the game actually got removed from Apple Arcade last I heard.
I didn't hear that at all. As a matter of fact, I think Kyle was just playing it like a week or two ago.
I was going to say Apple Arcade's been losing games steadily, and I think the Clap Hands Golf was one of them.
I would be less excited if it's Clap Hands Golf coming over to consoles, just because that game feels like a mobile game. I mean, it's a mobile game it's very much like Hot Shots. Mm-hmm. The look and everything is there, but like
it feels not great.
No. I mean, there are mobile controls. There are touchscreen controls that could be mapped to a controller. I played it with a controller. That's not the case. It's like the structure of the game is built for a mobile. You play like 3 holes at a time. You rotate golfers. Like, it has a grind to it that feels built for mobile.
Okay.
So, I mean, they could, but I was hoping that it would be a new game. That's what I was hoping. So we'll see. Okay. Our buy or sell segment. Jeff Grubb discussed EA potentially making another Marvel game. Delvin, get excited. In addition to the Black Panther report that he gave, he didn't say what it was. Tom Henderson tweeted, "Quote: I've heard a few rumors that it's Iron Man."
Oh, that's big,
right?
That's the one people want. Yeah.
So what I responded was, "Are we gonna like save Anthem? Are there somebody just like pulling the Anthem code? They're like, just Iron Man this bitch.
I mean,
Iron Man in here.
I mean, to be fair,
I make fun of superheroes and Marvel. And I am totally here for this fucking game. If this is an Iron Man game that plays like Anthem, I'm super hyped. That sounds awesome.
I would be down.
This is the one that I want. Yeah, this is the one.
Totally buy.
This is the one you do. Like it. Everybody's been craving an Iron Man game. Make a good Iron Man game. People will go nuts for it.
Yeah.
This is the one everybody's excited for. This is the one. This is how you do it. Like,
so
even more so than anything else there now.
Oh, I buy it.
Yeah, I'm definitely buying.
What does he tell me to stop hating on? Clap Hands?
I don't know.
Dude, I played Clap Hands.
I mean,
bought a damn iPad to play.
I was asking a question because I knew that Apple Arcade had been losing games. Donnie wasn't hating. He was explaining the development.
Because it's a mobile game. Daniel likes mobile games.
Okay.
So.
Yes. Mobile games are conspiracy theories. That's what Daniel likes.
Yeah, right. He just keeps coming to the Shack Chat trying to turn Nintendo into Apple.
That's not going to work.
It's like a crazy cult leader, that Dan.
Yes.
At Evo, there was a tease at the end of Tekken. This trailer. Is he Tekken guy?
That became great meme. That became great meme material instantly.
It says, "Get ready." After he throws the dude off the side, it was immediately shared by the Game Awards, which makes everybody speculate. So I'll ask the panel here: buy or sell Tekken 8 at the Game Awards?
Buy.
Is it time for new Tekken?
Yeah, it's time.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't care.
I'm gonna throw a twist. I don't think we have to wait till Game Awards.
Oh, you think it's sooner than that?
I think it's opening night.
Haley's calling her shot. Boom.
I think it's opening night live.
Isn't there a Tekken Netflix series coming?
Yes.
So a new game makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
I mean, but also like, it's kind of obvious because I don't know if you watched. I wasn't watching Evo, but like I saw the highlight clip of this. Like the game director for Tekken was there, revealed this clip, and then darted off stage. Like literally darted
Like,
Gotcha.
like just ran off stage. Like police was
literally
after him?
like was there for
I
the
love
drop
this
of
energy
this.
that Daniel has in the chat. I mean, he's keeping receipts. You start talking about Apple Arcade, and this dude shows up. Like he hears like damn Spidey senses, bat signal. He's like, who's saying shit about Apple Arcade? He is
but,
here.
like, he was there for the clip drop, danced with the people on stage, then darted off stage as quickly as possible, saying nothing. So like, yeah,
Cool.
I buy it. I'm thinking opening night live though.
I won't buy a new
Okay.
Tekken, but if it ever shows up on Game Pass or it's on sale or it's on
Oh,
Daily
don't
Pass,
get me
I'll
wrong.
play some Tekken.
I'm not gonna buy Tekken.
I think
but, like, I
Tekken's
buy this
cool.
rumor.
I haven't bought a Tekken game since the Wii U one. All right. Odds makers. What are the odds Jeff Keighley, Seth, have you heard us do this segment? You know how this works?
I have not.
Okay,
Well,
you
I
give us a
can- I'll figure it out.
percentage. You give us a percentage on how you see it's self-explanatory. Odds that Jeff Keighley's Gamescom show is better than Summer Games Fest. So for example, I would say the odds of that are happening are like very low. I would go with like 20%. And I think that's saying a lot because Summer Games Fest wasn't that great. But like if I'm recalling correctly, Summer Games Fest didn't have like the Callisto.
It did have the Callisto.
Yes.
Like that
gameplay.
alone
yeah,
is
yeah.
probably going to be
Plus-
really tough to beat at Gamescom.
Plus,
So
plus
I'll go
the reveal of Roger
20%.
Clark and Troy Baker's new game and stuff like that. I'm gonna go 50-50.
I'm gonna go 40.
I'll go with Donnie,
Yeah,
20%.
figure
Even though I think I slept through the Summer Games Fest, but I'll probably sleep through this one too.
I'll be right back. You guys keep going without me.
Okay.
Let me.
All right.
Okay, let's go with the next one. Odds Xbox Cloud Gaming has expanded out of Game Pass and into our games library this holiday season. So what are your odds on that? I guess you go first, Haley.
I'm gonna go 20%.
I think I'll go 80%. I think that's on the
Cloud
way.
Gaming. Oh, okay.
Yep. I mean, I think you have to own the game, and you'll probably have to at least be a gold subscriber, if not Game Pass Ultimate. But yeah, I think it's coming.
So I know this is coming, but by the end of the year, I don't. That's why I'm saying 20%.
Okay, I guess we can get Donnie's opinion. We'll
It'll be a
Game Pass Cloud Gaming
Gamescom
question.
announcement.
I heard both of you talk at the same time. What?
The odds that Xbox Cloud Gaming expands out of Game Pass into the game library this holiday season, Donnie. What do
The
you got?
time puts this. It's 100% happening, but the time on it makes it.
That's why I said 20%.
Yeah, I probably agree with something low because I think Family Game Pass probably comes before that. But I don't know. Here's the thing: if you've been following, this is happening behind the scenes. There are games that are not in Game Pass being moved in the cloud. So you know what? I'm going to change my answer. I'm going to go 85% because I think they beta it before the holiday ends. I think they'll put a selection of games in there now. Your entire library and everything that they want to be, that won't be done yet. But they'll at least throw a few in there to start
Started off the process.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll go 50%.
Just
Give or take.
hedging. I like it.
Yeah, on that one I'm hedging. Yeah.
Odds that Game Pass dev, which I love. God, it's so good. That Game Pass dev will be a changed man when placed into Donnie's Game Pass family plan.
10%.
10%.
Damn.
0%.
Dev's a stubborn man. Even if you're right, he's not going to admit it. So 10%.
He's prideful, but like the proof is in the pudding, right? He was talking all that shit, and then I was like, "Dev, you want to be my family man?" He was like, "Yep." Like, so
That's
to
true.
me, actions speak louder than words. He can talk all he wants, but if he's over there playing Game Pass, Donnie wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
This is how I win.
I like it.
Okay, with that's the end of the news this week. Delvin, take it away for questions.
All right, we got some questions this week. Let's start off with Shiny Sniper. The question is, I don't know who this is. Games you like but still haven't completed for some reason. So, Haley, I know there's a whole bunch of games you like that you haven't completed, so
Okay.
give me one.
I'll go right off the bat. I love Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. I still haven't gone back and finished the story for the remaster. I haven't even played the new DLC, which is all new content, by the way. Haven't even had a chance to play that. Another game that I like that I just haven't finished, Red Dead 2, and that's because someone spoiled the story for me, so I just don't.
Nah, you don't need to finish that one though.
Fuck you.
Bill.
All right, you go next, Donnie.
My answer is legit GTA 5. I never finished it on 360 before Next Gen happened. Then I got it on PS4 and I started playing it, and then I never finished it. Then I got it on Xbox One and I started playing it and never finished it. Then I started playing on PC and never finished it. And then I upgraded my PC and I never enabled cloud save or whatever. I had to start all over again on PC. Like, I have played the opening 8 hours of Grand Theft Auto 5, like, I feel like 8 times, but I have never completed the campaign.
The campaign is so good.
But I love it, yeah, and I keep replaying it 10 years down the road. I was playing it this week, and I'm still playing it, and that's the thing. I'm not like, I'm committed to beating it at some point. Like, I'm not maining it to completion.
That's another one. I had to
every time I'm
complete the
in
next
between
gen version.
games, if you guys know, like, I mean, Delvin, you know, you're on this. Every time I'm in between games, I'm kind of playing Grand Theft Auto. I kind of just boot it up and just kind of keep playing it. You know, I just keep chipping away at it because I want to beat the campaign one day, but there's just so much game. There's so much content to get through. So
I feel you on that. All right, Seth, what's your choice?
One of my favorite games on the PS4 was Bloodborne, and I probably played it for 20 hours, and I got through Rom, the Vacuous Spider. I think that's the name of the boss.
That is the name, yep.
Got through there, and then I'm going to spoil what happens next, so whatever. But then after that, all of the like Cthulhu gods come down, and the whole world just changes, and I just like, I had been playing it because, you know, I play in half-hour, 45-minute increments, so I'd been playing that game for like 3 months, and that was the only game I was playing. And when that happened, I was just like, I just have to take a break. But I love that's still, it's one of my favorite. Those 20 hours are one of my favorite gaming experiences on PS4, and I never went back to beat it. Yeah,
Bloodborne, the port, PS5
took
edition.
him over to Xbox Series X.
Just give it.
That's right.
Oh yeah, you don't have one anymore.
Yeah, that's all right.
PC. We just got to get you full
I don't have a
gaming
PC.
PC stuff.
I've got a 7-year-old Mac that I'm on right now. So
My answer to this question is Persona 5.
That's a good
I
answer.
played like 50 hours of it. 50 hours of it. I was
did
enjoying
you?
my time
That's
with
only like the beginning, though. Like
Right.
you're not even out of the prologue.
I have to bring up, you haven't finished this game. Your son has finished it 3 times.
My son is a psychopath.
I know,
So
and
look,
I'm bringing it up to call his ass out because he messaged me like earlier this week, going like, oh, "I gotta play through Persona 5 again." I was like, "You're crazy." He messaged me this morning that he's done already.
Well, Haley, when you don't have a job, it's easy to do that. I have a job and I have a life. I can't be playing this game for 100 hours. But the reason why I haven't finished it is because while I was playing it, Persona 5 Royal came out, and then my son was like, "Oh, this is the game that has the true ending. You have to play that." I'm like, "Can I transfer my save over?" No. Well, fuck that. I'm not doing this then. Like, so it kind of killed my spirit to play. Like, I'm not doing this. You're gonna have me play this game for 50 fucking hours and tell me, "Oh, this game has the real ending. They changed everything in this one, so you have to play this one." No. We're not doing that. Fuck that. So that made me stop. Like, I don't want to play it no more. And I've tried to get back into it. Like,
No,
you lost
no,
me, dog.
Daniel.
Good Daniel.
No, Daniel.
Smelled blood in the water. Just came for him.
Yeah.
Damn shark.
He was
Hey,
waiting.
Mac is pretty good for gaming when I'm on the browser and I go to Xbox Cloud Gaming.
Cloud gaming. That's it.
It's all right.
It's good stuff.
Yeah. Next question from Lava Lavender. which I know the only person who can probably answer is probably me. Thoughts on SMT? I don't know what that is. Disgaea.
Shin Megami Tensei.
Super
Look at this guy.
Mario.
Oh, that's what that is?
He's like,
That's
nobody
what that is?
knows. Nobody knows but me, so I guess I'll answer. Don't know what the hell SMT is.
I
Wow,
mean, nobody
Elvin.
cares.
Wow.
Nobody's going to care about these games.
Open mouth.
I mean, you're not. I mean, you're.
Insert foot.
I didn't know what SMT was.
It's Shin Megami Tensei.
I didn't know that at all. I call it Shin Megami Tensei. My mama call it Shin Megami Tensei. My daddy call it Shin Megami Tensei. I'll call it Shin Megami Tensei. So, do
It's
any of you
just an
care about any of these games?
abbreviation.
Yeah, I like
Don't do
Catherine. Yeah, Catherine's dope.
I again, I have the same answer for Persona. Let me play as a girl. I'll play. Beyond that, don't care.
I love Persona. I've got Persona collectibles. I've said this a bunch, so I won't just regurgitate all of it. But I just can't play the games. Games are not that into
you love
RPGs.
everything
They're
about
way too
Persona
long.
except Persona.
No, that's not true. I watch
Like,
the animes
you-
and I have the comics,
Yeah,
the manga.
the actual game you're not a fan of, but you
Exactly.
love the art, the world, everything else. But the
I was
actual game.
stoked for Strikers, man. I was like, oh, it's gonna be so good. And then it was like I realized it's 100 hours of Strikers. I was like, never.
Yes. It's literally
Like,
just
you guys
Persona.
missed the point of making it a Muso game. Damn it.
That wasn't a soccer game.
Yeah?
Persona Soccer.
No.
No.
But Catherine's dope.
Catherine's great. Do you care about any of
Catherine's
these games, Seth?
I loved Persona 4 Golden. Is probably my favorite Vita game.
Coming to
awesome.
Game Pass.
And I love the style of Persona 5. It's just like
Sure.
a 50-hour prologue. I just don't have time for. And I know it's not 50 hours, but it's just
It's a
so
long game.
long.
It
I love
feels
the
that.
style is great.
It's like 100 hours.
The music is awesome. I like the gameplay. I like it all. It's just so stinking long.
Yes, it's a long game.
It's not a
very
game that,
time-consuming.
like, I think for all of us, especially like us on the podcasting front, like if you're into streaming and podcasting, it's really hard to dive into something that because to commit to a game like Persona, you're basically just skipping so many things that are releasing in
Now,
the same window. You know. That
On
you
the
could be
other
playing.
hand, I have played Apex Legends for 3.5 years.
Yeah. So you've got the
But-
time.
But I play that for 2 hours. I play it for 2 hours a week.
Sure.
You know, and occasionally longer than that. But it's 2 hours a week, and I don't have to pay attention to the story. And that one's almost more like I'm hanging out with friends. It's not.
Yeah.
I'm just into Persona waifus. Just keep giving them to me. I'm here for it.
Okay.
There you go. I like them. The waifus are great. All right. TPR asked, what games come to mind for you that are not necessarily underrated but underplayed? Moreover, what games do you have in mind that would make people appreciate gaming more if they simply played them? So what games you think are not necessarily underrated but they're underplayed, and what games you think would people appreciate more if people played them?
It's a tough question.
I can answer
Yeah,
one
it is.
immediately. Sunset Overdrive.
Okay.
It's underplayed.
Definitely underplayed.
It's
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it's underplayed. If it's an awful game, I mean, you can't.
I love
There
it.
you go.
I
Can't
love
you.
underplay
it.
something. that's
Fuck
awful.
you.
God, it was savage.
Fuck.
Good job, Seth. I
Sunset
appreciate
Overdrive is fucking fantastic, and it's underplayed.
Slow clap.
No. It's hard.
I-
Like, have you ever played Spider-Man? It's a
Yeah.
game on PlayStation. It was developed
Yes.
by Insomniac. It's a
Mhm.
pretty good game. And like, if you try to play Spider-Man and then you go and try to play Sunset Overdrive, it's a little bit like when you barf in your mouth. And I don't know where I'm going with that.
I was gonna ask, where the fuck are you
Keep
going
going.
with this?
Keep
But-
going.
Anyway,
Stretch
that's
it out.
It's just I was highly disappointed by Sunset Overdrive, and when I got an Xbox, I was excited to play it because I love Spider-Man and I like Insomniac, and it just didn't. It just didn't click with me.
I fucking love Sunset Overdrive. Granted, some of the dialogue is a little dated now, but I mean, and I don't mean dated in that like it's offensive or anything. I mean that like some of the jokes are just dated. Like there's,
I don't think it feels as fun to play as Spider-Man.
I mean, no, but
I
it's
wanted to love Sunset Overdrive more than
I
I ended up
loved it.
actually doing. personally.
But like the main character straight up makes a fourth wall break Reddit joke in like the second story mission, and it just doesn't hold up. But beyond that, I love the gameplay. I love like the world design, the weapon design, all that stuff is
I don't know.
great in
Like-
Sunset.
The appreciate gaming part is the harder part for me.
That is, yes.
I think I want to say Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I feel like it might be underplayed, and I only say it just because of how good I think that game is. But it definitely made me appreciate like how
So I
good
thought these
games
were
could be.
two separate questions, not one question that the game you choose needs to fit. Because like I definitely have Sunset as underplayed, but like I'm not saying go play Sunset to appreciate gaming.
Right, I was trying to think of one game to fit
To
both.
me, when I see the second question, the first game that always pops to mind is Journey. Like
That's
if
a
you
good
take
one.
somebody
That's a
who's
good one.
not a gamer and sit them down and give them a controller and Journey.
And see, that's kind of where I was going like with Ori, is I think Ori 2 specifically, you could take somebody that does play games and somebody that has played platformers, and you give them Ori 2, and for me, as someone who's grown up playing a lot of platformers, like it sits above a lot of the other ones, above the rest, because it's so good, it's so fluid, the storytelling is so grand, the setting is so grand, the combat and the movement, like it's just really, I mean, to me, that I said it a bunch. I know I'm a shill for Ori, but I mean, Ori 2 is damn near as perfect gets. Like when I think of perfect game, I'm like, that game was fantastic from top to bottom, start to finish. Is really, really good. It's special.
So the appreciate gaming part is kind of hard because everyone's gonna have different tastes. Personally.
Sure, of course, but they're just asking you the question.
I'm just trying to think because, like, again, like if they're two separate, I definitely choose Sunset Overdrive for underplayed. But like, if it's one game for both questions, I don't have an answer. I don't know that I'd have one off the top of my head.
Cuphead. Surprisingly,
I
think, and this is my reason why I don't think enough people played it. I think it's a when you look at Cuphead and how it looks, like if I was to if you were to tell the kid version of me, like 10-year-old Delvin, this is what video games will look like in the future, like holy crap, no way in hell. And then looking at the game.
To be fair, when you were 10 years old, The Wizard of Oz just came out. So you didn't even know what a video game was.
That is true.
That's
Follow the yellow brick road, Delvin.
That's fucking gold.
I hate that movie.
Who doesn't? It's terrible.
Hey, now it is classic.
Awful.
It's classic.
No, the movie is terrible. Like,
it is classic.
It is terrible.
Jesus,
Yeah.
I wouldn't go that far, Delvin. But it's not a
sucks.
great movie. No,
It sucks.
I would watch Wizard of Oz 5 times back to back before I'd play Sunset Overdrive again.
Jesus.
And this is a man that only has an Xbox and Game Pass.
Yeah, he's like, never mind.
He's like, F that noise.
They're like, we'll give you Sunset Overdrive. I'm like, nah, I'm cool. I'm cool. Fuck that.
Speaking of Game Pass, how is Cuphead not on Game Pass?
That is crazy. That's not on Game Pass.
And it's never cheaper than $13. I realize it's a great game. I'm just afraid that I'll get it and then be awful at it.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
me.
bounce out.
I didn't like it. It's really hard.
This is literally me with Elden Ring, waiting for Elden Ring to go on sale because I'm a big fan of those games. I'm just not fucking good at them.
Yeah, but that's the thing about,
I don't like spending full price.
That's the thing about Cuphead I like so much about it. It has an old school feel to it in terms of the gameplay mechanics, but it's hard. It's unforgiving, but it kind of reminds me of throwback of the old 8-bit games like Contra and stuff like that, but it looks a lot better. I like it. So if I were to show like my dad who used to play video games, like, hey, look at this one. This kind of reminds you of the old games you used to play, but it looks way better. He's like, oh, this is cool. It's hard as hell, but this is cool.
So then we should probably move on from this question. But my my father-in-law doesn't play games or isn't interested. But Flight Simulator, which I realize I don't know how much of a
That's
game
a
or
good
whatever,
answer.
but it was, and he didn't play it all. But when the Maverick DLC came out, we went and watched the movie together, and then I said, "Oh, come here, check this out." I couldn't fly that jet worth anything. I don't know. So I just hopped in a Cessna, and then we just he said, "Oh, go to the airport, in their hometown." So we flew around up
Right.
there, and he was just like, "Oh, it's cool to see all this stuff," and it really is. I mean,
It
I
is,
think it's cool.
and that's when
So,
the game stops being as fun. You're like, oh, it's
Yeah.
cool. I saw the things around me.
Yep.
Great. Map
Well,
Quest, the game. I'm being hard, but
no,
I feel
no.
like-
I mean, that's kind of what it is.
I agree with you. Your pick that's a good pick, honestly.
Yeah.
But the funny part is, I feel like everybody has that same story.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody that I've ever heard talk about flight sim, they all say the same thing. It's like, oh man, it's so cool. I got a plane, I got it up in the air, and I flew by my house or my local airport or the store that I go to, and then that's usually where people stop playing. Like then I never played it again. Like that's typically, I feel like 9 out of 10 stories. That's it for flight sim.
I never played it, but it feels like it'd be a good game in VR.
Unless you're really into like aviation, like if you're a pilot or something, like those folks, that's
It's
their
a
game.
It's
That
a
is
really
their game.
cool. It's a great simulator. It's a great game.
Yes,
but
and underappreciated for how deep the simulation goes.
Yep.
For sure.
But in order to really get into it, like I got into it for 2 weeks to start with, and I could take off and land and do flight plans and do everything. Then I didn't play it till Maverick came out, and then I was like, "What the heck is this?" I couldn't remember how to do it. It's not like playing Forza and then not playing Forza for 6 months and then coming back and okay, I could hit the accelerator and go.
Yeah. Yep, I agree.
Okay. How many more questions think we got time for, Donnie?
That's up to our guests and hosts.
Oh, I've got no time limit. So.
I think I could probably do like 2 more.
Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
That works.
So let me see. Let me go with Jamie's question then. With all the rumors swirling about Assassin's Creed's future, what would you like to see them do for future games?
Good.
What are the rumors about Assassin's Creed futures?
So we're getting, there's a few things up in the air. We're getting Assassin's Creed Rift, which will go back to Baghdad, and it's supposed to be a more linear single player type game. It started as an expansion for Valhalla that's grown out to be a single player thing. Then there's Assassin's Creed Infinite, which is like the rumored live service part of whatever they're about to start doing. It's not going to be a multiplayer game. It's supposed to be like a hub, like a Destiny 2 type thing where they'll just add Assassin's Creed expansions to that.
Okay.
And then the expansions that I've heard were the long warner feudal Japan, which that's got to be probably, to be honest with you, the least exciting thing that I think I could hear at this point.
Yep.
But that's kind of what people have been wanting.
It is, but they're way too late. We've already done the samurai thing so often. It's like they're just way too late to the game now.
Yep.
Where do I want them to take Assassin's Creed? I want them to go with the idea they started with in Unity and go wild with it. And I don't mean the French Revolution. For anyone who's played Unity, there are sections of the game where you get flung forward and backward into the past.
The thing is, nobody's played Unity because it sucked.
There was another Creed rumor that we were talking about in the Discord that I thought was cool.
All right, Seth, I'm going to let that slide because I'm going to talk about the actual part that I'm talking about here. Beyond that, like there's a section of the game where you get flung into like Paris 1943, like during like a siege, and like you have to climb the Eiffel Tower while like shooting at like a bomber running at the tower. Then you get flung back to like 900 medieval like England. Like there are sections where like it flings you forward and backward. I want them to take some of those like concepts where you were flung backwards or forwards from Unity and make an entire world on that. Like do World War II Assassin's Creed because that can be done really well. Or do they've kind of already done the England one because that's kind of where Valhalla goes with the Vikings, but like stuff like that would be a cool thing because like Infinite is still going to stick with the RPG structure. We know this pretty much because it's Valhalla sold the most units out of any Assassin's Creed game, so they're sticking with the RPG formula for their mainline titles. We know this, but I think World War II would be a cool place to take it. That rumored Aztec one was pretty
That's
cool.
what I'm trying to find.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
That would be mine. I think like an apocalypto type thing.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed sounds awesome.
That
sounds
would be
great.
cool for sure. If they wanted to go really interesting with it, they could go back to the fall of the first civilization.
I think you could do a lot more with pirates.
Could. I don't know that
I'm gonna
they'd
go-
want to take Assassin's Creed back there though. What with them doing Skull and Bones?
Yeah, I'm just saying. I think
Mm-hmm.
the inclusion of pirates spans so much more vast than just what you experience in Black Flag. There's so many
Mhm.
nationalities and different chapters and times throughout history that you could go to in that could be a whole separate thing.
I'm going to go a completely different direction. Assassin's Creed Africa. Go back to the time with the kings and queens of Africa. It's something so different that they haven't really done. I think it'd be cool to do something so far left, like going through jungles and stuff like that as an assassin, and maybe African tribes and learning the African martial arts and things like that. That could be a pretty cool way to
Sure.
experience Assassin's Creed. Like
Cool idea.
Yeah.
maybe like the story kind of expands over to Egypt and things like that. I think there's a lot you can do there. That
I mean, 'cause
hasn't
you
been
have
done.
you have the Egyptian tie-in. I was trying to think if there's a time period or a specific,
I mean, they can tie the storyline into any time period they want. Slight spoilers for Odyssey, but I don't care because it's like 4 years old at this point. I think the way the hub's gonna work is they're gonna use Cassandra because spoilers. Skip ahead 30 seconds if you don't want a spoiler for Assassin's Creed Odyssey, but at this point, I'm pretty sure most people don't care. Cassandra lives until the year 2019. And so that's how that works. And for anyone wondering how she does that, she has a Isu artifact that extends her life. And so that is the connection thread through most of the current RPG storyline. And that's how Cassandra was able to show up in Valhalla, is she actually lived through Valhalla and beyond until 2019.
Pretty cool.
I haven't.
Assassin's Creed
What
one of those
was
things
the
they can do a lot
one?
of stuff with.
Oh yeah. What was the one that was in
I was
old
just saying, what
London?
about like a Mongolian
Um,
type theme?
Brotherhood.
No, the one that was in Old
No.
London is Syndicate. Brotherhood
Syndicate.
is in
There
Rome.
you go.
Syndicate's the last one
Yeah,
that
Syndicate.
I played and I loved it. And
Syndicate was
every
great.
year when they come out, I was like, oh, I love Egypt, I love Greece. I just haven't played any of them.
I
They're
mean,
just
so again, it's kind of like the thing. I think you'd enjoy them if you like enjoyed the old Assassin's Creed
Yeah, yeah.
format. But if you only have like the 30, 45 minutes, I wouldn't recommend jumping into them because Origins itself is like 40 hours.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Odyssey, depending on if you mainline or just like speed through the campaign and stuff like that, it can go anywhere from 40 to 90 hours. And Valhalla, my game clock says I have 209 hours.
Jeez. And I'm fine with a long game. Like the one game that I'm really anticipating is Starfield, that and Forza. So I'm
Starfield's
It was
interesting
long
because we keep looking back at the historical figures and go in the past, but you could go in the future.
You could. The
So
thing
like
you
a
have
cyberpunkian type of Assassin's Creed. That'd be cool.
you just have to be careful because the thing that they've always said they want to be careful is they don't want to get too futuristic with the weapons.
But
And then-
I'm sorry. I said it a minute ago. I don't know if anybody caught on, but a Mongolian type thing.
Yes, I did hear that. That would be very
That'd be
cool.
cool.
I mean,
That'd be
that
really cool. I
fits
like
really
that idea.
well, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Go back,
I was also-
Genghis Khan and shit.
for mine, like something either in the old west or like Australia, like the Australian
be cool.
outback,
Oh,
like
Australia.
1800s.
That'd be neat.
I don't know anything about Australian history, but just the environment.
Well, as I say, it could be like like kind of like colonialism. Could go back to something like that.
Yeah.
And kind of pull this kind of like Assassin's Creed 3 type thing. I wouldn't mind them coming back to America. I know a lot of people didn't like 3.
Mhm.
I did.
So I think
3 was
thing,
the first one I ever played.
and that
I like 3 a lot.
That makes me so angry that people didn't like 3. And I think the thing is that people went from like a well-rounded, and they always forget this whenever I see conversations about, oh, Connor's too whiny. I'm like, you just had 3 games with Ezio, and for most of 2, he's a whiny person.
Yeah, I'm not trying to make excuses for 3. I honestly just
No,
think the
like, it
setting
had
is rich.
it
You
had
can
its
come back
flaws.
Setting
to
of 3 is really
3
good.
at a different time, or at the
Mhm.
same time with just a different character. And here's the other thing: for the people that didn't like 3, I mean, Assassin's Creed's different now, right? You take the
Yeah.
RPG, the the Odyssey, the Origins, the Valhalla experience, and you bring it back, and it's a completely different game.
I mean, like,
So maybe
there's-
you didn't like that one, but maybe you like another one.
So actually, you kind of in Valhalla, there's a point where you kind of come to North America
Yep.
for a bit.
Mhm.
And it's not the same region that like Connor was in or anything like that, but like you meet with the tribe from 3. You just can't understand them.
What were the side scrolling ones? Remember
Those
those?
were Chronicles. And
yeah.
they did
China and Russia.
China, Russia, and I forget what the third one was, but the Chinese one got a lot of flack because it was an assassin who's elaborated on in Assassin's Creed 2 that people wanted a full mainline game of, and I forget the assassin's name. It's Shun Chao or something like that.
Yeah.
India. Honestly,
Yeah,
all of those
India,
sound
yeah.
great. You could have a full-blown Assassin's Creed game like in Russia. You can do like a Soviet spin. You can do an India game.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of places you can do Assassin's Creed.
I agree.
Yep. And I'm, honestly, if they do the whole Samurai Japan thing, I'm sure it'll be great.
Yeah.
That's like the, at this point, I'm kind of over it, but I'll play it anyway because I love Valhalla so much.
Okay. Let's get this final question out of the way. I think it's important to get this one because Garrett Bland's asking us, and I think he has $10 about to expire. He says, I know this might be late, but I got $10 expiring soon on Microsoft account. What do I get? So with $10, what do you get from Microsoft?
Haley, you're the one in the deals right now.
Yeah, so I mean, like, there's if you're into like Saints Row, a lot of those games are on sale right now. I mean, if you have Ultimate, so you automatically have games with gold, but until the 15th, Saints Row 2 is free with gold. Those are good. I picked up like Gat Out of Hell and Saints Row 4 Reelected for like $6 the other day. That's a good get. But Garrett, I know you're into like RPGs and stuff. I don't know that you're gonna find one for $10.
They've got an action RPG sale for 80% off right now. I mean, it just depends on what you've played.
Yeah, for sure.
I saw that.
The other thing is you could always spend it on a movie or something as well if you're into that.
I'm trying to find
Apex
a deals blog
Legends,
or something.
Apex Legends Season 14 Battle
That's what I'm looking
Pass.
for.
Yeah,
the
Garrett
$10.
is definitely not spending $10 on Apex Legends.
Hey, you can get Anthem Legion of Dawn edition for $7.
Yes. Great use of $7.
Yeah, that's not the answer. I'm gonna say
I've almost gotten the Batman games multiple times when they've been on
Return to
sale.
Arkham is so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
you can get Ragnarok, which is on sale right now for half off. It's on sale for $25.
Oh,
You
Dawn
can
of
get that.
Ragnarok?
You can get that down to $15.
But so the thing is he would need Valhalla's base game to play it.
I'm just in my world, he already has it.
Do you?
Yes, you do need Valhalla's base game to
Yeah,
play.
it's not standalone.
Right. It's not standalone.
Or how much is Hot Wheels? Right, it's $20. So you can
$20 right now.
you can get Hot Wheels for
Hot Wheels is good.
50% off. So you could get Hot Wheels for $10 after your $10 credit. So you could do that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't buy.
$10 is hard to guesstimate right now. I don't buy a lot on Xbox either. But like if I see a deal for something, I'm gonna buy it. Like Donnie, I know you already have Saints Row pre-ordered on Xbox, but if you ever want to play it on PlayStation, Haley best. So.
Hey, Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered is $16 right now.
I mean, so I actually got Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered by buying the Odyssey
Surprised
Ultimate
I
Edition
could
for
find a
$30.
deals page.
I think you have to
I just
actually
found it.
go into the store now to do it.
No, there's always a sale in the Xbox, and usually like on the blogs and the Wire and stuff, they usually have like a write up. I know I can go in the store and see it, but like there's usually like somewhere that I can just
Like
find
a big write up for it.
Yeah, and I can't. Like I don't see any of the blogs or anything
Is it
carrying anything.
Major Nelson's blog or
He usually has. I checked there and I checked Pure Xbox and I've checked around and just nobody's covered anything. All right, so here I'm just going to go to the store here. So let's just, you know what? We can just scroll through the store. We can scroll through the store. We'll do it together.
Dying Light Definitive Edition is $12.49. That's a good
That's
deal.
nice.
You got Mafia 3 Definitive Edition for
already has
$9.89.
that.
That's another good deal.
Because I know
Dragon
he's played it on
Dogma is
PC.
Sean says
Dragon
Fall Guys
Dogma's
Sonic
$4.49.
costumes.
You can get one of the Yakuza games, Kiwami 2, 0, or Kiwami. They're $5 each, so you can get 2 of them.
Those are great games.
Oh, shit, I
love the
found the
Yakuza
answer.
games. They're
Hang on,
really good.
I've got the answer. Scott Pilgrim versus the World, $4.90. That's the
That's
answer.
a great deal.
You got to get Scott Pilgrim.
Good
Game
choice.
is awesome.
Yeah. I think that's the one.
All right.
Titanfall 2 is also on Game Pass though, so
A lot of all the EA things are going to be.
yeah.
You can get Steep.
It's
You get
it's an odd choice.
SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated for $15.
Delvin
Arkham
Special.
Knight's less than $5 right now. That's a good deal.
That's a fun game.
It's also on Game Pass,
Let's see here.
as is
else
Assassin's
is
Creed
here?
Origins.
Ooh, you can get Far Cry New Dawn for $10.
Yo, what? Wait, really? It's $10
Yeah.
for that? Oh,
Far Cry New Dawn,
Yeah.
$10.
I feel like I'm gonna actually like fully replay through Far Cry 5 now. Like,
Yeah, do it.
That's so good.
You're just joining the rest of us. Join
So,
the
I
game.
know.
So one,
yeah.
one
Scott Pilgrim, Mafia. New
Okay,
Dawn,
one
these are all
other
good options.
serious recommendation for me, if you like, I don't know if you like racing games. Garrett probably doesn't, but there's a game called Baja Edge of Control HD. It's $7.50. It's like an arcade, like Baja rally racing game. It's really good. I think it's from
Okay, that might be fun.
It's like from
I'm gonna look this up.
360 or
You may not
early
like it, but I might.
Xbox One.
I just
I mean,
typed
it's
in
not-
Baja and it didn't come up.
BAG, whatever.
B-A-J-A.
BAJA
Yeah.
What's the rest of the game called?
colon Edge of Control HD. It's
Might
from
be-
2008.
No games found.
Oh, you might
Yeah.
have to pull up the 360 interface there.
It's on the THQ Nordic Showcase sale.
Here we go. Edge of Control.
I mean, it's not it's not the looker that obviously Forza Horizon is or anything, but it's a solid, fun
Fun game.
rally kind of game.
Nah. I'll pass.
Child
Yeah.
Lights 450. That's a good deal for that.
It's a good
It's a
one.
good deal. Travel
Sounds
Light's
pretty
pretty
just
good.
said that.
Solid.
Shoot, I think. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that's it. Is there anything else we got to talk about?
There's one thing. Grouchy called me out. Can Seth talk about why he's bad at pinball and when he thinks we can get a rematch in? Well, Grouchy, I don't know when I'm going to make it back out to Las Vegas. Maybe someday. But if you're ever in Ohio, we can go to the Pins Barcade in Columbus and play some pinball.
What pinball game y'all was playing?
When I was in Vegas, they have the Pinball Hall of Fame, and it's like 50 pinball machines, and they're just like everything in there, and every game was a quarter. And
Okay, that's
it
really
was
cool.
awesome.
I like pinball machines. They're really
Yeah,
good. I wanted to buy one for my house, but I don't have no space.
The last
Yeah, same
pinball
here.
I played was Space Pinball on like my dad's old work computer.
Yep, I remember that game. So
I'm tempted
the
to getting a digital pinball machine, but I don't know if I want to play digital. I like the analog feel of it.
mhm.
You say that like you don't buy every DLC pack for that digital pinball game.
Yeah, but that's different. It's different.
Only
when-
the Telltale
like
ones.
playing on a control. It's different when you're playing on a controller than actually having an actual pinball machine in your
Yeah,
house.
No, I'm with you.
Mhm.
Yeah, I prefer to play. Yeah, they make like little tabletop pinball games that aren't like the big thing, but you can like set like on a coffee table or something and play. You could try with one of those first. They're cheaper.
That's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
I might try that.
Because I'm with you. I prefer pinball. Like if you're gonna play, play it.
Yeah.
So
I like pinball a lot. It's really good.
Cool. All right, that's gonna do it for us this week on Play Some Video Games. Thank you, Seth, Haley, for dropping by.
okay. Thanks for having me.
Anytime. Ask me.
And
I'll
we
be
will check in with everybody else next week when our Lord and Savior Dev returns. Hopefully, he may not.
That
He's on
needs
vacation.
Dev.
Like who knows? He may. Yeah, vacation Dev. He might just be like, you know what? F this. I'm
Everybody
just
I
gonna stay
know
here.
who has been on vacation gets COVID. Like it just they
Oh,
come
I'm
back.
definitely sure I'm about
They
to
come
get COVID.
back and they get COVID.
Oh my!
I've been on a great run, but in in that stadium last night around all those people and all everything. I
Oh
was
yeah.
like,
Oh yeah.
oh, this is definitely coming to an end. I'm just waiting for the calls to start. I'm just waiting. I'm like, took a risk, guys. Took a risk.
Hey, I mean, I was gonna take a risk for Paramore like 2 days before my birthday, but tickets were gone before I could even get any.
It was totally worth it. Chili Peppers put on a hell of a show. The kids had a great time, which was the most important part.
Mhm.
Which I was worried
that's
about
dope.
because when the Strokes started playing, my kids looked bored as hell. They
Oh,
looked
I
so
bet. I bet.
unamused and unimpressed. Like they were like, "This is it. This is a concert. This is their first ever like concert." And then
That's cool.
you know, they were just looking at me like, "Okay, Dad." But then the Chili Peppers hit, and obviously when the Chili Peppers came on, like their light structure and everything was much grander. But they opened with All Around the World. If you guys don't know, has just like this killer bass. Like it's a really good intro song. It just kind of comes out of nowhere and just and the stadium.
It's a good ramp up song.
The stadium popped hard, and I think that's what like they got swept away in that kind of like communal energy.
Yeah,
they were like it was a really great way for them to open because it really hooked the kids. They were
a great first experience for them.
They were like, "This is awesome." I was like, "Yeah, it is."
That's dope.
So cool. Well, we'll catch you next week. That's it. I don't have any cool fancy sign-offs like Dev or whatever. So just go out there and play some more video games.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.